We're half of the Snark crew, or I guess 2/3 of the Snark crew right now. Got a little new podcast studio, and we're gonna be having our other buddies join us shortly. So,
Yes.
yeah, we're here, and before we play the disclaimer, we are watching a fun little you better shape up or ship out Zoom call from the one and only the Mendacious Melanie Mitro. And yes, Mendacious is a real word, if you are wondering. So we are going to be looking at that, critiquing it, reacting to it, doing all of the things, and we're happy you're here. So real quick before we ask YouTube not to slap us, let's let Amy introduce herself, and then I will, and then we'll go ahead and get started.
Awesome. So my name's Amy Ewer, and I am a former Beachbody Diamond coach, but I've also been in quite a few other MLMs. I don't like to talk about that part. I'm a serial MLMer, and I definitely did a lot of kidnapping as well. So I thought I was successful. I thought I was doing everything that I needed to do, and then quickly realized, based on a profit and loss statement, that no, I was not doing well. It was just all of the appearances of getting shouted out every week and all of those things. So the love bombing kept me in. Absolutely. We absolutely live and learn. Most importantly, I'm a mom, wife, mom. I have 5 kids. And they keep me more than busy.
Yeah. And you're fighting MLMs in between keeping, your family moving and grooving and doing all the things.
Some days just keeping them alive.
Oh my gosh. Oh, thank you for the super chat. That's super kind.
That's awesome.
Shannon, yeah, I made a live stream. I've been watching replays overnight. Thanks, Insomnia. We do love Insomnia. And yeah, it's definitely a good time to listen to some streams. So we appreciate that. I'm DC. I'm an MLM dropout. Was never in Beachbody, but I was exposed to really bad nutrition and exercise as advice from my coach when I was playing tennis full time in high school and college, and did not get to do what I wanted to with that career. But here I am, taking down multi-level marketing companies one PowerPoint at a time. But I was in Mary Kay Cosmetics. I was in Young Living, and I'm out now. I haven't joined a multi-level marketing company in over a year, even though we had a scare there with Pottery and some other MLM. So thank you so much to the replay crew and to the live chat for keeping me MLM free for another few months at least. So here, oh my gosh, here's Jen. You have a new podcast studio set up, Jen. Oh, do you have something to drink? Champagne?
28 cents again.
Heck yes.
She said as soon as it hit 28 cents.
I said under 30.
Under 30. Under 30.
An under 30 party. Let's go. Jen, it's your turn to introduce yourself. You literally right on time.
Literally. Hi, I'm Jen. I am a former Beachbody coach, now personal trainer and nutrition coach. I was in Beachbody 4 or 5 years. And yeah, don't join an MLM, especially Beachbody body. It messed with my my mental health, my physical health, all the things. And now I work with women and help people. A lot of women I work with are coming out of Beachbody, and we are relearning how to appreciate our bodies for what they can do and not use exercise and food as punishments.
I love that. I love that so much. Let me go ahead and play the disclaimer, and then we'll get right back to the conversation. We'll get the video loaded up, and we'll be ready to rage. Let me, am I right here? Okay, real quick. Here we go.
Here's the
Okay, we're back.
All
And
right.
I accidentally cut Jen off when she was cheersing to Beachbody being 28 cents, but we'll let her do that when she comes right back up on the stream. I yeah. So Amy, can you tell the live chat who Melanie Mitro is and maybe the snark notes of who Melanie Mitro is?
Absolutely. So Melanie Metro has been a coach for, I don't know, a lot of years. I think she's been a coach for at least 12 to 13 years.
Yeah.
She has been top coach 4 years. She was top coach 4 years in a row. And then she really kind of pulled back and was doing her own coaching coaches on how to coach. She created her own marketing company with one of her downline members called Chic Influencer.
They follow
And
me.
they
no.
follow you?
Hilarious.
Oh my god.
That's amazing. And I mean, for several years, she wasn't even an elite coach. Like she totally pulled back on everything. She is currently number where is she? Oh, she's currently number 57 in the network. So it's been interesting watching these top coaches who had pulled completely back. Now they are like busting to try and get their downlines back because so many of the larger downlines have left. You
Yep.
can see them. They're definitely getting back in there. So it's interesting.
Yeah, and Melanie certainly has a lot to say on this Zoom call. They even went over time. So
Oh goodness.
so I tried to record the chat and the video going at the same time. So if y'all find that interesting, we'll do that. We've created a new layout so that the Zoom call can be full screen and we'll slide up to the top and yeah. Does anybody not know what Beachbody / BODi is? Because if you don't, speak now or you're going to be really confused.
We can do just a quick so it's kind of funny, a thread I was reading earlier that one of the coaches said, if you ask someone if they know who Peloton is, they will say yes. If you ask someone if they know who BODi is, they will say no.
Yep.
They know no idea. And so part of it, I think, is the branding changing from Beachbody to BODi was a mistake,
Yeah.
but also it's people know the programs, but they don't know that it's part of Beachbody or BODi. So they know P90X and Insanity.
Yeah, a lot of people still don't know it's an MLM.
No. And so it's really interesting to watch it, but they do workout programs, if you want to call them that, and some interesting nutrition plans. Yep, that would be it. That's it.
Yeah, the only correction I would make to that would be by eating really bad tasting.
Like you wouldn't be allowed to eat this chewy granola bar.
Yes.
Or this soft oatmeal bar.
Yeah.
I'm a carby girl.
Yeah. Or
Nice.
and so even some fruit is off limits and even some vegetables are off.
If I wanted to drink this, I wouldn't be allowed to eat a sweet potato tonight.
It's true. You have to choose.
You have to choose between a sweet potato and a drink.
Yep, absolutely.
BODi needs to go back to the infomercials, not an MLM.
I still have the infomercials.
Yeah, they still are running them.
We should do. Do you know they're advertising to kids on those apps, on like those gaming apps? Like my little nephew can recite Carl Deichler's BODi advertisement because it plays on his little iPad game he plays. I'm like, Carl, marketing department, what are you doing? Like, what are you talking about? You're spending your ad spend on audio, like on audio advertisements on a kid's game.
I'm laughing at Kiwi Aurora.
I thought so too. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, someone did ask what that was earlier in my other live stream, and I'm like, yep, it is multi-level marketing company, but yeah, we're cool with all of it here anyway. So,
Yep.
I don't even know what to say. So Melanie is big time in the space. People respect her. If you saw the thumbnail, that's a picture of her and Carl Deichler, and Melanie was top coach a few times. Is that 4 times. So yeah, she's
Wait.
been, or was.
If you see someone who is going for top coach, the amount of work that they have to do to achieve and maintain that, I can't even imagine what her family life was like during those 4 years because it's just
Yep. So
I
here
mean,
we
she was the same speech every time. Matt didn't believe in me.
yeah.
correct. Her husband was a jerk.
Yep. And so
Get some
then
material, please.
I think that's every multi-level marketing, like rags to riches, like, oh yeah, we're probably like better off financially than most people, but really my spouse didn't support me, you know, and they had to like slip something in there where they get to overcome something, even if it's overcoming like your own relationship with your spouse and putting it potentially into precarious positions. So yeah. Here we go. I have this one set up. So we're going to cut her off a little bit, but we're going to be able to hide I can adjust this a little bit until Amber comes in. Edit.
Oh, Janie, that sounds delicious. Chips and queso for dinner with broadcast.
We can be in the Zoom call. There we go. Save. There we go. So we're going to be up here until we get another person to join us, and then we'll go to the other lap when we want to react to something. So wave your hand if you need a pause, and I'll stop it. So this is the first person on. She's introducing Melanie Mitro, and I accidentally messed up the audio a little bit at the beginning, so that's why she's talking right at the beginning. So
is this Jamie Innes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Does it really say cameras on if you can, babes?
Yep. Yeah. They verbally said it, and then I said to myself, "Oh my god, I'm screwed. Like I don't have one of my Zoom. I don't have one of my where's my other thing? I don't have one of my Zoom things set up to where like it's not me." I was just like hanging out with Jamie for the first 30 minutes because I was like, I've got things to do. I got to set it up to record on Ecamm. And so I was like crossing my fingers, hoping they were not serious, because about over half of the people on this call did not put their cameras on. And Melanie was like, I want to be able to see who's listening, so I can feel good about stuff.
There's not a lot of rules when I host webinars and group calls, but the one main one is you don't have to turn your camera on.
You're so nice, Jen.
No.
And I usually show up looking like a hot mess. So
love it. I love it.
Get what you get.
Yep. Okay, here we go.
This meeting is being recorded.
Hello and happy Monday, you guys. Our last Monday of September. Like what? It's already October. I can't believe it. I think this whole year has just been like every Monday quickest ever. So anyways, there's still 6 days to hit your goals. And I know a lot of people are not yet at their goals. And I think that you prioritizing this call tonight is a really smart business decision and hopefully gives you guys some new ideas, some inspiration, all the things. I am so excited to intro Melanie Mitro. She is absolutely incredible. She is an amazing wife. She's an amazing boy mom of 2. Her boys are older than mine. But she is like the epitome of badass CEO. Okay.
I mean, I would say something different, but I'm just a hater on the internet. Okay. I don't know what to say. I can't be this snarky this early on in the call. Also, thank you to who sent us the login for this Zoom call. You're the best. I don't know if I want to say it out loud because I'd still love to be sent stuff. So thank you.
Absolutely.
You know who you are. So
if you don't know her, you need to know her. You're going to be completely blown away after tonight's call. Couple things I want to share. So she in the body industry is insane. She has been top coach, like the top coach, like
was insane. Was
number 1.
And the body industry, like you're not an industry.
Yeah.
You're not an industry.
Yeah. You're barely a company. You don't even let us play good music on the second time someone decides to do a workout.
So amen.
Give me a break. Dear God.
For 4 years. What? Is that even real? She
4 years, a long time ago. Like, I mean, come on. Like,
I think 2017 or 2018 was the last year she was top coach.
yeah, that's like
Yeah.
5 years ago. So,
Yep.
I mean, long time ago.
And her
Exactly,
team have been
Hannah.
in the top 10 for 7 years. Okay. That is absolutely also insane. She is a CEO award recipient, which out of all the leadership awards at Summit, that is like the utmost of importance. That gets chosen by all the big wigs, the CEO. She is incredible. And I'm also just like not surprised by all these accolades. She also is a Superstar Diamond 3 coach. So she's hit Superstar Diamond in 3 different times. So 3 different business centers. That's also insane. She is just, Alex just said she's a legend. Okay. So her husband, Matt, and my husband, Steve, are best friends. And I just love their friendships that has evolved, because then it kind of brought us together and we had time together in Texas. And I was just like, okay, this is like, we just went to that next level. So anyways, I am so excited.
She's awesome because I think she's cool and now we're friends. And so like, I'm going to hype you up before you're going to talk. Like, are you still good? Like in the coaching space? Like, because you're not, well, do y'all know what rank she is right now or no?
Melanie, no, they won't tell you what their current rank is. They will only tell you lifetime rank. So when they say Superstar Diamond 3, she at one point has hit Superstar Diamond, which is 15 diamond, having 15 diamonds under you in 3 different business centers, but you have no idea where those business centers are right now.
No. Well, that's
because holding it is almost impossible.
Well, and we didn't react to any of this, I don't think, but at the beginning of the year, the Fitzpatricks did a call, and Jamie was basically, Kim's husband, was guilting people into working harder because Kim had fallen to diamond.
Oh, what a big fall from Greg.
Started the year at just diamond. That was her rank.
Oh my gosh.
But she wouldn't say she's lifetime whatever she was, so that she would use her 5-star I'm a 5-star diamond coach. No, currently you are a diamond.
Here's the world's tiniest violin playing My Heart Bleeds for you. Okay.
Yeah, they won't tell you that. It's kind of like, I mean, and Carl has said this before. One of the reasons he likes the MLM model is because he doesn't have to give this information out. He doesn't have to say how many coaches he has. They don't have to say what ranks they are. They don't have to give information out because they're not employees of the company.
Yeah. They're those unsophisticated volunteer sales force. So they're so, keep Carl, well, formerly rich, but now he's maybe not as rich as he used to be because of his own.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
Yeah, his fixer's not doing a great job.
Yikes. Yeah. Yikes. Oh, did y'all well, maybe we'll link it towards the end, but Amy read me a Facebook post of someone basically setting fire to BeachBody. Is he a current or former coach?
He's a current coach. He's a current coach, former top coach.
His account's getting canceled. For sure his account's getting canceled. He's going to be like, oh my gosh, I was terminated.
Yeah, I need to see this.
You want to read it real quick or do you want to?
Sure. Yeah, I can absolutely read it real quick.
Is this recent?
Yeah. This was posted 3 days ago.
It's bad.
And so this is what he says. Nobody wants to publicly acknowledge what I'm about to say, even though everyone is thinking it. So I'm going to be the one to speak up. I hope more of you follow. Companies do not thrive by cutting costs. They thrive by innovation. A regurgitation of old, worn-out products and coming up with new taglines is not innovation. It's mismanagement. It's a lack of vision. It's failure, especially if the market responds negatively. Bleeding subscribers and sales at a high rate for 3 years and dropping 96% in stock value without making any adjustments is what I consider a failure of epic proportions. This is on top of consecutive years of hundreds of millions in net losses. The market has responded quite clearly. If every single metric possible has revealed a failure, it's a failure. If you experience a failure this large, you don't continue doing the same things. You accept responsibility and quickly make major, major changes. You don't sit on your hands with no new product, no innovation, no marketing, and hope that things somehow change while the epic collapse continues to happen. Witnessing something like what's happened is truly a travesty, especially when it's completely out of our control.
Dang.
Somebody's getting
Boom.
terminated. Seriously. Oh my god.
Oh.
And then the number of comments, and they're people who you would recognize their names. So
Call him an asshole.
no,
Yeah.
completely and totally agreeing with him. There was nobody in there that that said he was wrong. There is someone thinks that it may be a Carl sock account that's saying like, I pay $12 a month for BODi, which is legit the best workouts and trainers. And I firmly believe this. I would never leave. And then they're kind of told to get out. Like,
oh my god.
I mean, and someone asked, this is not Eric. Eric is not the one who did the post, but Eric definitely chimes in his comments of it.
Oh
yeah, I did. And so did one other person, Brent Upham. Allie Upham. Absolutely.
Yeah. Her team and Amy Grass's team is falling apart.
Yeah.
2 of their top people left for Melaleuca.
Well, gall. Okay, here's the interesting thing though. So on this week's BOD, the weekly call, and I did a reaction to it. Holly did it, and it's awful. But Eric said this in the comment section of that call. This is an unpopular opinion, but this isn't what the thousands of customers have been asking for. They want the $99 or $119 basic BOD membership back. They want different membership tiers, not a monthly $99 package, which after 1 month and 1 day comes to $198, about the same as a total solution pack. Hey, maybe I'm wrong, but I think we need to listen to our customers and prospects better instead of assuming.
Yep.
Put this guy in charge of something. Like, what the heck? Carl?
I'm surprised he hasn't gotten kicked out yet.
I am too, because he says that in all of those.
He's eloquent. Like, put him in charge of marketing. Like, he literally gets he gets the gist of it. Like, seriously, like, what are you doing? Like, what is happening? Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
He's one that could take and become a certified personal trainer and have a solid business starting right away.
Yeah, and he truly cares about all of this. Like he really does want to do a good job. So I'm going to post apparently I posted you too, DC, sorry.
Okay. No, it's perfect. It's going to all of the channels.
Okay.
So good.
Okay.
Perfect.
That's his last name. So that's who Eric is. And he is very outspoken.
Sarcasm.
He's great. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, the plot thickens and the stock price falls. So I love it. I love it.
To have her tonight. Obviously, you guys are going to have questions, so jot them down on the side, but hopefully you have something ready to take notes on. Hopefully you have your Energizer. I'm on the refresh, so my water, yay. Whatever it's going to be. But Melanie, thank you so much for being here. I'm going to turn it over to you.
Well, thank you for that warm introduction. Okay. I just need to take a poll in the chat bar. How many of you drink Energize at 7:30 at night to do the evening hustle because your kids are about to go to bed? In the chat bar, tell me. Me, I see Caitlin, been there every day, always, but without kids. Oh my God. You guys, okay. No, I won't sleep. Hannah, I'm with you. I used to be team Energize at 8 o'clock at night, and then I would work until 11:30.
I was eating dinner during this, so I end up scrolling slower. Like I come back later to scroll down, so that's why I dropped the ball. But I got the Zoom, so it is.
I used to do this. This is one of the reasons that I would drink on average at least 4 scoops of Energize in a day.
Wow.
You also know why? Because you weren't eating enough food.
Well, I mean that too. And I was working out for like 6 hours. So between those, few things,
Hmm.
it was a little bit, it was a little bit rough. But
Create the problem and then create the product that, fixes the problem. So
yep. And Kiwi, I am going to tell you right now, I really did like Energize as well. But I'll have to put in my stories. I found a new one that tastes like Baja Blast Mountain Dew.
oh. You
It's
need that.
good.
If y'all aren't following Amy or Jen on Instagram, you're missing out. So definitely go over there and follow them if you are on Instagram for sure. Here we go. Here we go.
And when my kids were really little, but if I did that now, I would not sleep. So that just tells you I am old. So Jamie, in like 10 years, you're going to be like, remember that team call where you talked about not drinking Energize? I am there. So anyways, yes, I can't. I know it's actually 2:00 is my cutoff. Like it's that bad. I am that old. So anyways, but I did survive on Energize when my kids were little, and I had to do that sort of nap time evening whenever I could fit it in. So I love it. I'm so excited to be here. You guys, such an honor. I love seeing all of your faces and just how excited you are to pour into your business. And let me go ahead and share my screen. Sometimes actually I need to unshare and reshare because it messed up all of my formatting. Okay, let me go back.
When does a PowerPoint presentation mess up your formatting when you're just sharing the file that you created? Like, what are you talking about, Melanie? Like, come on. I literally don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me. It literally doesn't make any sense. Except she is
So many of them say that though.
Oh my god, it sounds like an excuse to me. Dear Lord. It's a really bad PowerPoint too, so get ready for that.
It's PowerPoint, not Canva?
I don't know what it's in. She's like sharing it through like I don't know, some kind of tab where it's not fully in present mode, so we get to see the top of the it's just bad. It just if you do a class with Gen B, she won't do that to you, okay? If you do it with any other person outside of MLM, they shouldn't do that to you. Like, come on.
Here
we go.
I mean, it still looks weird, friends. I don't know why, but we'll do this and see if this works. All right, presenter view. Yay. Okay, we got it. Now we're good. We're all good. I'm there. Thanks for bearing with me.
It was not good.
The suspense, I know. All right,
No.
share. Okay, so Jamie had asked me whenever
See that top? You see the about blank? She didn't press. She didn't press. Look, she's gonna talk in the background the entire time, which okay, fine. But it's just she didn't press present. It's just wild.
she had said, "Hey, will you do a team call for my team?" She had said, "Will you talk about what are the systems that you need, the things that you need to put in your
She put 2 spaces after performance. So she said creating and leading a high performance space team.
She is justified.
Yes. And it's like, oh, that's what she did. I'm like, what is she doing? And it's like, oh, and we put a blue drop shadow underneath blue lettering. And then it's nothing centered. It's like, is that what we're going to be commenting on today? No, my eyes are going to bleed while we react to what she's saying. Again.
DC, every time I make something, I'm like, I want to send this to DC to make sure it's okay.
Oh my god.
You're in my head as I'm making ads.
I love that. I love that so much.
Here's the thing though, if she is coaching coaches on how to coach, on how to be professionals in this space, this is a big part of it, is being able to create presentations, being able to do coaching sessions. And it just, so it does kind of smack of very unprofessional.
Yes. It does. It does. It does.
place.
As I drink from I'm drinking from a Think 2 cup. So
listen, it's on brand. It's on brand for you, Amy. It's good. I love the rainbow. I love that it's coordinated with your sticker. I love it's good. It's good.
This is my cup I got at RuPaul's Drag Race live in Vegas.
That's fun. That's super.
Oh my gosh, it was so fun.
That sounds like a blast.
Business can actually scale. And so I sat down and I put together a list of all of the things that over the course of the 12 years that I've been a BODi partner that I have navigated through. And so being on the other side, being once in your shoes where I was growing my business in the pockets of crazy mom life with a 6-month-old and a 2.5-year-old and, growing my business to the top partner in the company in the first 3 years that I was a BODi partner. It was a wild, wild ride. And I will tell you that I did a lot of things wrong, but I did a lot of things right. And so if you are somebody that says, I have a vision for my business and it is creating 6 figures, I have a vision for my business and it is going to Summit and having other women around me, or, walking across stage as an elite partner, or going to
my vision is kind of not to put a lot of people into crippling debt because they're paying into a broken compensation model. But go off, Melanie. Like, let us know what else we're supposed to be running from this.
And it's funny because they make it seem like walking across the stage is such a big accomplishment. And like, I totally bought into that. I was like, oh my gosh, because in my mind, if you're walking across the stage, if you are getting an award, you're successful, your business is moving forward, you're making money. But those don't compute in MLM.
Mm-hmm.
Because I got shouted out weekly for being in the top of our team.
Yeah.
However, I ended up losing money. So it's like, it's not a correlation of success.
Yeah. It's like it's like inflated success. It's like because they make their own value for what they have to sell, either a product or a service that will not stand up to market value if it wasn't associated with, their MLM. So like if, this workout program was compared to a Peloton workout program, someone would always choose the Peloton program because of the music. And because of the wildly ineffective things that Autumn Calabrese does on her workout programs.
Autumn puts the playlist on Spotify. So just mute the program and turn on the Spotify playlist.
Wow.
And you don't have to listen to her talk either.
I was going to say that's a win-win.
I teleported to my office. I don't know why the background was on.
That's okay. We love that. We love a teleportation moment. There's a lot of Star Trek fans in the chat, so I love that. Here we go.
To all of the parties or sitting in the front row and cheering for your own personally sponsored partners. I will tell you that the skill set that got you to where you are today, which is hitting Success Club, maybe some of you are success starters, maybe you're team builder, maybe you're premier, maybe you're star diamond. What got you there won't get you to the next level. It's like a different skill set. And today I'm going to talk to you about what are those things that you need to refine, you need to hone in, skills that you can actually start preparing for right now. And
making a better PowerPoint presentation. That would be skill number 1. Oh my God.
Here's the thing, no matter what skills you have, they don't translate to this. So in that same thread
unless you're really good at scamming people. I mean, that's
right. But here's the problem. One of the people that commented on the post from earlier today, they said their left leg has 0 carryover volume and their right leg has over 34 million.
What? Oh my God.
The fact is the way that it is built, it doesn't matter what you're doing. It matters on when you got in, where you're placed on legs. Like it's out of your control.
Yep.
Yeah.
It just is. And
yeah, and lots of coaches think like, look at all the things that are built in for us, but they're really stopgaps for Beachbody having to pay out commissions because if you don't meet all of the requirements, guess who gets to keep that money that was supposed to go to a coach? Beachbody gets to keep it. Sorry, BODi gets to keep it. And so if you're not, everyone's like, oh, these are complicated just to be complicated. I think all of the compensation models are so that the company will ultimately win, and a few of the people who get in early or have a lot of influence can win. But again, those people who are moving a lot of product for the company still lose if it's not balanced correctly, especially in the type of system that BODi is. So it's just, ugh. Carl.
Even if you're brand new, you're an emerald, you're a brand new diamond, you don't even call yourself a leader yet because you feel like you haven't arrived, I want you to know that everything that I talk about tonight applies to you too, okay? So I just want you to know that you are already a leader if you have a customer, if you have followers on Instagram and Facebook, all right? You're already a leader. So just step into that role right now. So tonight we're going to talk about my 6 pillars.
I said the word mendacious because it means liar or someone is lying. The way that she is misinforming her audience and using like her former success and what she does now and telling people like what they are, like, no, that doesn't mean anything. If you have followers on Instagram, that doesn't mean that you're going to be able to convert them to customers. That doesn't mean that you're a leader. That doesn't mean you have the skill set to do anything that could make you successful in this type of situation. Like, it's just so twisty, Melanie.
Well, and she posted a reel where she was like showing people that she could do, like, enroll a ton of people and that she could recruit. But if you look, the reel that she showed and all of the receipts, they were people who signed up for her Rockstar recruitment class, not Beachbody.
Oh my God.
Because they all paid her through Kajabi.
Wow.
So no, it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing.
That's hilarious. That's like
I'm so annoyed.
Cropping off half of her head and her fake messages.
Oh my God.
Yes. I know. Jen was in the chat the other day, and I'm like, that sounds like Ashley wrote it. Like, it really did sound like Ashley wrote some of it, because all randomly, like, there's some where she'll leave the profile picture in, and then there's some where she completely cuts it out. Like,
you can see the hair on 2 of them, and it's the same.
Oh my God.
And it's the same as her hair.
Yeah.
Yep.
Give me a break. Except I won't get a break because it's Ashley.
Out the 6 things that I feel like are instrumental to being able to grow and scale your business and really create and lead a high performance team, because that's ultimately what we want. And let's just take a moment to say, you guys are in the top 10. Like, that's pretty freaking amazing. As of right now, you're, a top 10 team, and the momentum that you're creating is already moving in the right direction.
She's talking to, I don't know, she's a guest speaker. So Melanie's a guest speaker on whatever this call that.
Yeah, is Jamie in the top 10?
Let me look. I can tell you.
Amy has
You're
all
in the top. I love how they say
no.
You're in the top 10.
Oh,
no, you are not.
yeah. Jamie right now is number 10. But here's the thing, though. So, yeah, exactly what Heather just said. Yep. Just because Jamie is top 10 doesn't mean that everybody's top 10.
Jamie's only top 10 because everybody who's on this call is below her.
Correct. Yep. And do you think she's going to be able to keep that? So Jamie started the year at 32, and she went and then has made it to 10. Yeah.
Which that could be, the 31 or the 21 other people falling out of the top 32, and then her moving up because she's been more consistent or been able to recruit more people. Like, we don't know why she's moved up that many spots, and we could assume it's because she's bringing in more people to Beachbody, or it could be maybe some teams losing all of their downlines to Melaleuca, to Q Sciences, to whomever.
Modere.
We don't know. Modere. So, and they all think that they get to feel good that maybe their overlord in chief is top 10, but that doesn't mean that they are top 10. But they get to feel good, like, oh, I'm on a top 10 team, but I'm not making any money. I'm losing money.
Exactly.
But they make you feel like just because you are on a top 10 team that you're naturally going to have more credibility, which you do use. I mean, I know I used it. I was on a top 10 team, and you would use that.
MLM industry, nobody knows what that means.
Yeah.
No.
Nobody knows what that means.
Yep.
Mm-mm.
That's why they have to do the information control. That's why they have to have you alienate people around you. That's why they have to, tell you like what's dangerous and what isn't dangerous, because you get more inward focusing of the company you're associated with, and you don't really pick up your head and look around and say like, in the grand scheme of things, what does this actually mean? What does this mean to be top 10? Like, and at the end of the day, the only thing that should matter is, are you making money? Can you pay your taxes? Can you do what you need to do with the money that you're supposed to be bringing in? And a lot of people can't, because they're losing money in multi-level marketing companies. And especially in these health and wellness companies, they're ending up with eating disorders and really messed up relationships with working out and food going forward. So twisty.
And so that's exciting. We are not going to lose that momentum. You guys are going to end in the top 10, and I'm going to be in that front row cheering for all of you so big at Summit next year.
That's because she's not going to be in the top 10. Like what?
No. And cheering for all of you. No, you're going to be cheering for Jamie.
Yeah.
That's it. Jamie.
Yep.
Ugh, that's gross.
All right. So here are the 6 areas that we are going to cover. And I'll break these down for you. We're going to talk about
I hate this font.
Like, who made this slide? Like, what is happening? Y'all, can you just promise me in the live chat, do not ever use this font. Just don't.
This font
Just
is horrible.
don't do
If
it.
you look, the font when she was on the screen, it's the same font that is on her signs behind her,
Oh my god.
where it says like "make
Stop
chic
it.
happen" and stuff. Yeah, it's that same font.
Oh my god. Nothing's lined up. Like nothing. Like, give me a break. Oh, this is awful.
awareness. We're going to talk about intentionality. We're going to talk about the structure of your business.
And she has a blue. I think the font's some kind of like blue or like a grayish black, and then there's a drop shadow in the same color on it, so it makes it look really blurry, really blurry. And I think she even has a drop shadow on Today We Will Cover. Look, you have a dark text on top of a really light background. You don't need a drop shadow.
Nope.
Oh my god.
Even
I'm just raging because she's supposed to be some like Amy so well put it, like she's supposed to be some kind of top leader, and like what's the professionalism that she's sharing with this team?
and she makes with her whatever chic business is making herself as a marketing pro too, and like
Yeah.
I'm fumbling my way through it now. I kind of got thrown into a new position that I wasn't ready for, but I wouldn't do this.
No, I mean, if you like the font, it's fine for a sign. It's fine for like your own personal taste. If you're trying to communicate something to, normally what we were taught is fancy fonts, you need to use them like fancy, like swirly, kind of like this type of font. You need to use it with caution. You don't know what people's limitations are for viewing something. You don't know, like ease of being able to read it is a really big thing that we're taught, and you would be taught that in marketing too. You're creating something for the majority, not necessarily for your personal preference. And sometimes this font is hard to read, and you wouldn't want to do the majority of the text on the page with this type of font. You'd want to do it in the top one that Today We Will Cover, So if you like it, cool. I'm still going to rage against it because it's in a PowerPoint from a former top #1 coach in Beachbody.
Jane, I totally agree. I had Live, Laugh, Love candles that somebody got me for Christmas one year, and I finally just threw them all out.
Yeah.
I kept in the rocks, but I threw out the candles. I'm like,
yeah, invitations, it'd be cool. Like, for like names and stuff like that. Invitations would be cool. It's just for a professional presentation, it's a no for me. For having it be like 80% of the font, like every 80% of the text on this page, it's a no. It's just meh.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about the boundaries that you need to set in your business, the momentum you need to create, and what is the personal growth that is required to get you from where you are today to where you want to go tomorrow. And I will tell you that I have not arrived in any of these 6 areas. I feel like I'm always improving. Even as a leader that's 12 years in, there are always ways for me to improve my leadership, my community.
awareness would be an area I would talk to you about, Melanie. Awareness, intentionality, I would talk to you about that one too, because you did this on purpose. You made this slide on purpose, and we can. Listen. I'm gonna snark on the slide all day long, and if you hate that, I'm not the channel for you. And oh my god, oh my god, it makes me mad though, because I had kids in my class who really needed like they had one of someone I went to school with in graphic design, like she had to have high contrast for all of her windows, and putting this drop shadow on this font makes me angry because it makes it like less accessible for people who need like clear fonts and like form and function. It really it is, I don't know, it bastardizes form in the way possible.
It just makes me, because I mean, my husband and I would write to each other in cursive because my kids can't read it. So if you're trying to get, I'm just saying.
Good point.
It's kind of a lost art.
Yeah.
But, I think, like, in all seriousness, like you said, you go back to, you have these people training you on business practices that they are not trained on business practices.
Yep.
And the only reason that they got to where they are is because they recruited the most. They sold the most. It had nothing to do with their leadership. It had nothing to do with their skills or their knowledge in basic business practices and leadership. And then once they get to that point, the only information that they get, the only training that they get is going to be MLM specific.
Yep.
And so you can't translate that to another field, nor should you, because they laugh at you. So you have to be very careful with that and trusting them that they know what they're doing when most of them do not have a background in this.
Yep. 100%.
Communication, how I show up in my business, and all of those good things. All right. So we're just always striving, just like health esteem, right? We're accepting where we are on our leadership and our business journey, while always striving to be the better version of ourselves. As we mentor more people and lead more people, it's just showing up as our best and most authentic self and doing the very best job that we can. All right. So
you know what? If your authentic self harms other people, then then someone gets to stand up and say, like, you need to stop. Like, if your authentic self, like Carl Deichler or Autumn Calabrese, misuses their authority and their influence to like lull people into really bad positions financially and food wise and exercise wise, like, that's an issue. It's not just going to be like, oh, I need to be my authentic self. It's your authentic self with like constraints and boundaries that don't end up like harming your fellow human beings. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Somebody sent me a comment in one of the BODi groups today. This woman is depressed, listing out all of the symptoms. The people in the comments are telling her personal development, read Mel Robbins, and don't cancel BODi.
No.
And the person who sent it, who's like, please go see a mental health professional, go see your doctor, go get professional help.
Yeah. And you know what? This is not me trying to give any advice. There's something that my registered dietitian makes sure, like making sure that I eat consistently when I can, because being hungry or missing meals on purpose because I'm stuck in certain things, like, it's bad for your mental health. So can you imagine people who are struggling with their mental health, then they're being told by Autumn Calabrese, no, you need to eat less. You need to eat less. You need to eat less. You need to like remove this, remove that. Like how like it could even like put a more of a weight on your mental health than you would have already had. Like, it's just wild. And then they're still going to be like, no, BODi's the answer. No, more exercise is the answer. Don't you know that you feel good, those endorphins or whatever after you finish exercising? Don't you know that those are going to fix everything? Sometimes they help, but sometimes getting a medical opinion is the best place to start.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Ugh.
First and foremost, it is awareness. Now,
oh my God.
In your business, it's so important that we don't just go through,
Jen, if you put a faded out picture of yourself on a slide with text on top of it, I'm thinking I'm gonna cry a little bit. I just is so early 2000s. It's one thing to tell someone, here's the form you're gonna do, here's a picture, here's a video, because you're the expert. It's another thing to put a motivational quote like this on top of yourself, and then she didn't even fade it out enough so that it's easier to read the text, and the leading is too far apart. And oh
Why
my,
does this look like
oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
And you could end up looking like that if you do something like
Oh
this.
my
No,
gosh.
DC, I'll send you the presentation I'm working on now. It has nothing that looks like this in it.
Thank God. Thank God. And if y'all are wondering, not that y'all care, but the leading is the space between lines. So from the bottom of establishing to the bottom of order, that's the leading. It's too far apart on this. Oh my God. One of the groups I'm still a part of, a woman posted she's 8 days postpartum and she's back to it with auto.
No.
And people cheer her on.
No. Don't you have to take more rest than that when you have a baby, or am I wrong? Isn't there like
It depends on the person.
okay.
I mean, because
walking
if
right
you, well, and
away,
like,
as much as possible, yes.
yeah, and like if you had a
Breathing,
C-section,
yes. Before 6
So-
weeks, your butt better go get cleared by your doctor and ask for a pelvic floor physical therapist
Heck
referral.
yes. Heck yes.
yes,
Heck
I
yes.
do wish I had done that. It's interesting though, because honestly, with it's sad that I have so many kids that I'm not sure which one it was with, but with one of my babies, like he was like, this was perfect. It was wonderful. You can do whatever activity you want to, because like your body's fantastic. Like it totally handled that labor and delivery great. And I just looked at my husband and I was like, I still get 6 weeks. I'm like, this doctor needs to shut up and get out of my room.
yeah.
Because
Oh my gosh.
like to be like, oh wow, well you didn't need stitches, so you don't need to heal. I'm like,
I
no.
had 2 C-sections and they said 8 weeks.
Wow. Wow.
Hysterectomy was 6 weeks.
Wow.
Yes. But you feel so guilted into like, if I don't get right back into it, I am going to miss out on all the things, and it's my business and it's how I'm going to not have to go back to work. So I mean, they play this mind game
I
with you.
started PIO at 3 weeks because I needed a challenge group.
Stop it.
3 weeks post hysterectomy.
Oh my God.
I followed Melissa
And-
McAllister.
Melissa.
Oh, PIO's a rough one too. Like that's an intense, it's a lot.
I thought it's not weights, it'll be easy. Yeah, no. I made it like 3 weeks and then I'm like, okay, and then I did Body Beast.
Yeah.
Is Heather C still in the chat? Because I'd love to know what Heather thinks about the copy on this PowerPoint presentation.
You know why she has the lettering down at the bottom? It's so she's not covering her face.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. Oh my God. Establishing a
full
baseline-
color photo on one side, text on a white background on the other side.
Wow. Yeah, so awareness, establishing a baseline in your business, hyphen, space, in order to get from where you are to where you want to go, comma, you have to have a clear understanding of what is standing in your way and what you are working with. Aren't we not supposed to end sentences with, or like, am I just not I mean, never mind.
But,
It's just whatever.
but here's the thing. If you look at the message of it, you don't know what is standing in your way, because most of it is where you're placed, what your downline's doing, where like there are so many things. I can be aware of it all I want. I don't have control of it. That's the problem.
Yep.
Awareness does not equal control or impact on it.
Yeah.
So you know,
don't have control over a CEO trying to burn his business down. You don't have control over someone creating a broken compensation model that always benefits the company and never benefits the independent contractor. You don't have control over any of that. You don't have control over the fact that you're working with a bunch of people who aren't certified in, Yeah, certified. Is it certified personal trainer? Yes, I know it's certified. I keep saying license and it's wrong. Certified personal trainer. I mean, even Autumn doesn't have her certification anymore.
Nope.
So there's a lot like being left, I don't know, on the table that BODi could fix and they don't.
Yeah.
And no amount of awareness is going to fix that.
Mm-mm.
Oh my God, here we go.
Go through our days, we don't go through our weeks, we don't go through our months just sort of floating. It's really important that we establish a baseline in your business. In order to get from where you are today to where you want to go, you have to have a clear understanding of what is standing in your way and what you are working with. And a lot of times there is that, I mean, how many of you maybe go through your business day and you fill out your tracker, and maybe you go through an entire week and you worked all week long, but you look back and you go, I didn't make any sales.
That's because nobody wants a hey hun message. Nobody wants to get harassed on their birthday and you to message every single person who has a birthday, say happy birthday, start up a conversation and say, oh yeah, you're fat, you need to do Beachbody. Like, nobody likes that. Nobody likes that. Emma. Oh, you're the best.
Oh, we love you, Emma.
I do.
Emma, I'm going to come visit when you finish your backyard and it has the splash pad.
I want to come play in the splash pad.
I just did
You
a
totally need
photoshopping.
to do that, by the way.
I did a photoshopping project for Emma the other day, and I don't know if she sent y'all the picture, but you should ask her for it. So.
Oh, I got the picture.
Oh, good.
I got the picture because
Jen.
No.
Oh my
I
God.
feel left out now.
I finally feel like I used my powers for good. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was a little bit evil, but it was mostly good. It was mostly good.
Oh, it was so good. It was so good. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Sign up any new customers. I didn't bring on any new BODi partners. And so there's just this, like, sometimes there's not this awareness of, is the tasks that I'm actually spending my time on bringing me the results that I actually want in my business? And so it's important that when we're building our business, that we understand we can't just willpower our way through to the next level. In order to get to that next level, we really need to say, okay, what are my personal blind spots? All right. So for me personally, and I'll tell you a quick story.
Did you not even center the text in this box? Like, listen, you should not be giving her money for your marketing. Like, I say this as kindly as I can. Someone who's doing this and saying, like, I am a marketing expert is lying to you, or they are not self-aware enough to know that they're not, like, just because you can hire someone to take nice pictures of you and create a team. Okay, I'm just going to point this out because you shouldn't be giving her your money for marketing. She has positioned her picture in the frame where the top of her hair hits the color block above her, creating a visual tangent. If you are working with a designer or a marketer, they're not going to produce stuff like this. And then they're not going to choose the text that she did for awareness. And then she has this point. We cannot just willpower our way through to the next level. She hasn't even centered that in the, like, rectangular box. She hasn't centered it horizontally. It's too low to the bottom. Like,
and all I'm saying, I used to conduct a lot of trainings when I was working. I would do trainings all the time. I don't remember ever putting a picture of myself into one of my trainings. Just saying. Like, I'm not, like, if you're looking at a professional training, you shouldn't be on every slide.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. And it does make sense if you're a personal trainer and you're showing form and you're doing a slide about, if you're doing a training about, like, proper form and, whatever it is. Like, I get it in that situation.
No, I find good stock photos.
See, even Jen doesn't do this.
There you go.
Take a picture of me.
I think the only picture I have of myself on most of my presentations is on the About Me page.
I love that.
That's it. I'm 99% sure.
I love that.
When I was newer in the business, starting to build a team, and I know you guys are Enneagram, like, all about the Enneagram. Well, I'm an Enneagram 3. Okay. And so for me, when I was showing up in my challenge group specifically, I love a good challenge. I'm very black or white. I want to be the best at everything that I do. And like, I go hardcore. So for example, if I'm going to do the gut.
If you are wanting to be the best in everything that you do, then how come you have not made it into the top 10 of this year of Beachbody? No? Body?
For the last couple of years.
For the last
Or
couple
even made it in the top like 300 the last few years.
Yeah, I'm just asking for, the live chat and the replay crew and, everybody who ends up watching this in the future. Like, I don't understand. I'm being a little bit, I'm being an asshole.
Glitter, black, and hot pink. That would be Ashley Molstad.
Yeah.
Glitter, black, hot pink. Yes.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, she did use hot pink on her Ashley Molstad used hot pink on her, her advertisement for her group where she's going to be shilling all of her favorite things. So I can't wait.
Protocol, I'm going to do the gut protocol, and I just can't understand why you would cheat on the gut protocol. Like, you just do it. You do it. You want to lose 20 pounds. Like, you just do it. You just, and so for me, I was very harsh in my approach whenever.
You're not certified in anything. Like, what are you talking about? You just do it. This isn't Nike. Like, you're talking about like people's nutritional needs and, like foundationally, like solid fitness advice for exercises. Like, it's not just like you do it, whatever you need to do to lose 20 pounds. Like, what are you talking about? God, this is irritating. I don't even know what to say. I don't want to press play.
I was first mentoring people, especially inside of my accountability groups. And I'll never forget this one particular instance where a challenger, a few of them actually came forward and said, Melanie, we really love you. We think you're amazing at what you do, but you're just too intense for us. And we don't want to be a part of your challenge group anymore. And they were going to go find another coach. And at first I was really upset and taken back by that. But about the same time, somebody recommended a book to me. And that book was called Personality Plus. And it's a different personality style. It's like the Enneagram, but it's just a little bit different. And at that time, I remember grabbing this book and I grabbed a beach blanket and the boys had their little water table.
Do you have that book, Jen?
Keep playing. I'm right over here on my bookshelf looking to see if I still have it or if I threw it out.
Okay.
Outside in the backyard. And as they played in the water table, I sat on the beach blanket with a notebook and this book. And I literally categorized every single one of my challengers. And it was the first time that I realized, wow, not everybody is motivated by, a push and a challenge. Some people need words of affirmation. And if I don't make it fun, then I'm going to lose out on this whole group of my challengers that could get amazing results. But because I'm not bringing fun into it and I'm way too systematic and structured, I'm missing out on those parts. And so
good leaders, maybe I'm saying the obvious thing in the room, but good leaders are able to like encourage. The fact that she's like, I am do whatever it takes to win. That doesn't mean that type of personality type is going to be able to like lead others and like help them do good things. Like, it's.
So I don't have it, but I remember why I got it. It was when I was in Josh Coates's group.
Ew, gross.
It's totally an MLM psychology book that they tell you should read.
Yikes. That's terrifying.
It's very outdated.
Oh my God.
I started to say to myself, all right, I'm aware that not everybody learns the same way that I do. It's not a bad thing.
Oh, sorry, Amy. No crap. Nobody. No.
You can swear. I'm down. This is ridiculous.
That you think the world is only like you and that your filter that you see the world through, that everyone has the same filter. Like, the lacking, and I guess that's why she's saying that she lacked self-awareness. But the way that she's saying this, it's still like, but still the way I saw the world was better. And so I had to come down off of my cloud floating in the sky to be among the poor, uninformed people who weren't willing or couldn't just do whatever it takes to be successful. And it's like, not like there's not just one right way to do something or to learn or to like interact or how to see, like it generally, like personality wise see the world. And the way she's describing it here, maybe it's just rubbing me the wrong way. I don't know.
Well, and to answer someone's question real quick, Josh Coates is a very well-known coach to coaches. He trained under John Maxwell, but he targeted Beachbody coaches because he was married to one. And so that is kind of how he got into the inner circles, and he coaches all of the top coaches. And he is absolutely ridiculous. I sat through one of his, I think it was a whole week. I've got a whole week of his trainings.
What?
It's rough. It's
Wow.
rough. But yeah, I've got those.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I mean, John Maxwell just did a conference with Ray Higdon, who is a MLM coach, and they are doing a $35,000 a year mentorship program. And yeah, it's twisty. So, and John Maxwell trains all these people, and you just end up getting into murkiness.
Well,
and
Monad has a John Maxwell PhD program.
Oh, it's awful.
Well, and here's my other problem with Josh is that he now has a life coach school. He's certifying life coaches.
How? Like how?
Because it's unregulated. So he can do whatever he wants to. So he is certifying life coaches currently. He has a life coach school.
Oh my God, that's awful.
Which the class I was in was basically a feeder group for those.
Wow. I'm glad I don't know. I'm glad that you're not, in it anymore. I don't know. I guess it's like, I'm glad like you were like, hey, maybe I could get into dangerous territory pretty quickly without the right tools to necessarily be able to tackle some problems I could run into. So
yeah, because I've got my life coach certification sitting over here on my desk. Just saying.
Yeah. So
yikes. Yikes. It's scary.
This is just how I'm wired. But how do I adjust my mentorship so that more people inside of my challenge group are actually getting results? So I started doing fun things like Jess. She was all about like themed days inside of the challenge group. So I made her in charge of setting up the themes. And then, Katie is all about doing something for a good cause. So once a month we would sweat for somebody and we would have like a cause and a donation and we would donate it to a charity. And so what happened is my ability to realize that there wasn't one way to help people get results actually helped me to build a community. And so maybe you guys right now, whether this is a team approach or this is a challenge group approach, just raise that level of awareness. What's your style? What's the style of the people that are inside of your groups, the people that you work with? And so I never really said like their way is wrong. I just really said, what can I learn from this process? And right now, where you guys are at, this is a great way for you to begin to practice leadership right inside of your challenge groups.
She's all the things that she said recently was that she put people in place so that they wouldn't leave and so that she would be able to be more successful because she put people in positions that they were good at. And she didn't necessarily say she put people in those positions so that they would get better at Beachbody or at making money in Beachbody or in like all the way that she is describing things are for her personal benefit, in my opinion. That's the flavor of like what I'm picking up on from how she's describing this. So
Jen, do you know, is Jamie in Melanie's line anywhere? Do you know?
No, I think she's in Amy's.
Amy Mashburn?
No.
Oh.
Bailey.
Oh, Bailey.
Is Jamie below Amy Bailey? That's interesting. Okay. Just curious. Because I am looking.
I think because that's if the top producers in Team Fight to Fit, it would make sense that she's with Amy.
Interesting.
Which how Amy is a top producer, I don't understand.
Me either.
Oh.
So yeah, Jamie is Amy's.
Yeah.
Okay.
That makes sense. I know it's one of the
interesting.
Okay.
And it's just really making sure that you're speaking to people in a way that will actually resonate with them. So the second one is I had to remove also the rose-colored glasses, and we have to get clear on what our blind spots are. Like I said, when I first kicked this off, we can't keep checking off the boxes and saying, I'm doing the work. We can't keep doing a tracker and getting to the end of the week and not getting results. And one of the things that I find as we're developing our business, again, is awareness. It's ownership of the actions that we're taking. So the second part is if what you're doing isn't working, it's actually imperative that you take ownership of what isn't working. Instead of blaming the algorithm, instead of blaming, you don't have a big friend group, instead of saying I'm bad at social media or I'm not at my goal weight yet, it's imperative that we take ownership of where we're at. Are we the person standing in our own way?
Carl,
yeah.
Carl is standing in your way. Carl is standing in your way. I'm like, putting it all on these coaches to be like, this is on you if you're not doing these things when you have no control over any of the business decisions. This is so toxic to be like, clearly it's your fault. Like,
yeah. And what if they don't know social media? Like they're told like you're gonna get help when you sign up for Beachbody. You're gonna have a community. You're gonna get plugged in. They don't have any help. They don't have any whatever with social media. Like, oh yeah, so Melanie Mitchell paid someone $800 or $1,000 for a photo shoot, got all these cute pictures, and then is gonna post them on her Instagram, and she's already well known because she got in early. Like, that's not a marketing plan. Like, that's not like something that's gonna help someone go from 0 to 10 and then from 10 to 100 and then to grow their reach and to actually find customers. Because like even growing your audience, it's not necessarily that doesn't mean that you're going to find customers or someone to buy your product or your service. So it's just, come on, this is so vague. It's so vague and unhelpful.
And what I find is a lot of times people in the business will just literally do the same things over and over and over again, which that's the definition of insanity, is doing the same things over and over again, yet expecting different results. So for all of us, if there is anything that you are doing in your business right now and you're not getting results, and maybe you committed to a plan for 30 days and you didn't get the desired outcome, you have to take a step back and say, okay, what was in my control? What would I do differently? And how can I maybe slightly tweak things so that I get a better result?
You don't get to tweak things when you're on Autumn Calabrese's plan. You don't get to tweak things when you're doing any of the other like Beachbody stuff. You're told like, well, you weren't committed enough, or if you were, then you need to go to this really expensive doctor in Dallas so you can get 400 plus more supplements to take and, get all this woo-woo stuff. Like, what pivots is she saying that people can actually take? Because I don't see anybody that has room to change who signed up for Beachbody. Because you get yelled at if you don't follow the program exactly, you're in trouble. If you don't record your workouts, if you don't post like you're supposed to, like, you get in trouble. And so like what about those people who are doing everything they're supposed to and then aren't seeing the results? Oh, then it's your mindset. Oh, you didn't
when you're told do these things, fill out your daily activity chart, you do all those things, you will be successful. That's what you're told.
Yep.
You do these 5 things every single day.
Yep, absolutely.
You will have a successful business.
Yep.
It's not true.
100%. They keep moving like the goalposts. I hate to use a sports like metaphor, but like they keep like, oh yeah, when you cross the finish line here, you did it. You end up crossing the finish line and they're like, oh yeah, I know I said you had to run like 1,000 yards, but you really have to run like 1,200 yards. Oh no, really? Like you didn't really run the 1,200 yards with the right attitude, so we changed it to 1,250 yards. Like they keep saying you have to keep running for longer if you're not actually like being the result that they were expecting. So it's just twisty.
And I'll give you an example of this. When I was first learning how to do challenge groups, one of my uplines and we were working together. We were co-running a challenge group. Now, I had 2 kids at home, an infant at that point, a 6-month-old, and she was a 20-something who didn't have kids and wasn't married. And she said to me, Melanie, I have a great idea for a challenge group. Let's do a bikini boot camp challenge, and we'll get ready for all the people that are going on spring break. She made these beautiful graphics. She had great post ideas, and I just followed her lead. And for 12 days, we marketed this bikini boot camp. She had a handful of new customers that signed up, that had made a purchase, that were going into this bikini boot camp challenge. And at the end of that 12 days, I had 0 people, literally 0. And I had a decision to make. I could have wallowed in self-pity and said, what's wrong with me? Why does nobody want to sign up with me? Do they only want to work with somebody who already has a 6-pack and is gorgeous? Like, I'm just a stay-at-home mom. So I could have gotten in my own head and took a step back in my business. But what I did was I went, I'm not going on spring break anytime soon. I'm also not putting on a bikini anytime soon. I'm still wearing the same yoga pants that I was wearing on Monday, and it's now Friday. I've got spit up on my shoulder. My hair hasn't been washed in 4 days. Like, the last thing I'm thinking about is putting on a bikini. I just want to confidently wear my jeans postpartum. And then it clicked. That wasn't my niche. That wasn't my target audience. And so I made up my own group, and I just pretended like that the Bikini Bootcamp Challenge turned out great, and I just moved on and never talked about it again. Wow. But I started a mom's group, and I called it the Battle of the Bulge back then, is what I called this actual group. Ew. And guess what happened? Because
yikes. Again, from a marketing
bikini body challenge is yikes too, but
the bulge.
Yeah, but one of the things too is that they've attracted their own audiences. They get together and they want to do, her former friend wanted to do a bikini one. So that may or may not have resonated. They obviously didn't resonate with Melanie Mitro's group because of who she had already attracted up to that point. You have a different base that you are going to be speaking to. And if you're looking for quick results, that's one thing. If she wanted to gain new people and she still wanted to focus on the bikini stuff, that would be one thing. But she said, no, my efforts in getting new customers was unsuccessful, and converting my current followers was unsuccessful. So I'm going to change my niche. Okay, that's fine. It's just like she's saying the way that she's describing it isn't how I would describe it from a marketing perspective.
I pretended it was great.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. I just never talked about it again. And you'll see that theme from most of the coaches. I was really good about putting up before pictures, but then like if I didn't have an after picture, I just would not say anything. Right. Yeah. Like, so, but I mean, yeah. Carl, did you know that their old trademarked tagline? Do you know what it used to be? Because now it's decide, commit, succeed. Right. Yeah. It used to be look good naked.
Oh yeah.
What?
That was their trademark.
He says it was never about 6-pack abs. He is full of it.
Wow.
Yeah. Full of it.
Wow. Yeah. That kind of doesn't really flow with the whole self-esteem or health esteem. I'm sorry, health esteem. Yeah. Wow. Carl.
I totally forgot about that.
Yikes.
I didn't. Pictures. I've got pictures.
Love it.
Yes.
Love it.
Now they used to use it in their infomercials.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Absolutely.
I forgot about that. Wow.
I had this awareness that my marketing was off. I was curious enough to say, like, is this actually the idea I should implement? Guess what happened? I filled up my group and I kept moving my business forward. So we always have to get curious about the results that we're getting and say, is my marketing off? Are my invites lacking? Am I just going through the motions? And we always have to be learning new ways of doing things, because sometimes over the course of your career as a body partner, you will learn that sometimes things that worked in the past aren't things that actually work today. And so one of the things that I just want you to be aware of is that social
maybe Facebook groups, maybe hey hun messages, maybe harassing people on their birthdays, maybe telling people to like be on Zoom calls all hours of the night, like not respecting
Well,
people's time.
and it's funny because at the last training that the company did, instead of doing super weekends or whatever, they did this other thing which totally flopped from what I've heard. But in that training, the things that Melanie and Trina Gray told you to do were exactly what they told you to do 10 years ago. So to say that you
Nothing's
have to be
changed. I've been
nothing,
seeing this since we started covering them. Nothing
yeah, no,
has changed.
they're not doing any new ways of doing things. And they're right, it doesn't work today, but that's still what they're teaching people to do.
Yeah, it's like it's weird. It is so ironic that she's talking to us about awareness and yet they're still, not that aware because they're still doing pulling the same stuff.
Social media will always change. The way people want to be served will change. The way that you invite will slightly change. The one thing that will never change is really good customer service. If you love people and you give them amazing customer service, they will always come back. But sometimes the delivery definitely changes. So the last part in awareness is really saying, okay, I always want to be curious about what the new trends are. I don't want to become obsessed with them, but I never want to be that person that goes, I'm not evolving. I'm not changing. I have always grown my business this way, and I'm going to keep doing it this way because that's the fastest way to phase yourself out and to stop seeing growth and to actually start to see your business take a backslide. So just always be aware of how you can shift and change and stay ahead of the curve.
This is hilarious.
So let's move on to the second part. The second,
because my old upline is reinvigorated with BODi. She tried herbal face foods. She was shilling Trim Fit for a while. I don't know if she still is, but all of her BODi posts are the same type of posts she was doing when I was on her team.
Wow.
Like, nothing hit, like she hasn't changed anything. Like, yeah, it didn't look good then. It doesn't like super fast reels and move. I'm like, this just give me a headache. But it's the same. Like, this one girl sent me stuff, and I was just like, she hasn't changed anything. Like,
yep.
No.
Wow.
part, how are we doing so far? You guys good? I love it. I'm checking out the chat bar. All right, let's move on to the second part. So the second part is intentionality. So this, I want you guys to, like, I have in my notes, make this shift now. So here's the thing. When I
just have to say it, widow word. And two,
I was waiting for that.
I was too. As soon as I saw it pop up, I was like, oh, nope.
There's also more space between lines from the bottom of you to the bottom of gig. And from the bottom of gig to the bottom of business, there's more space from the bottom of gig to the bottom of business. So it's like, it's such a rookie mistake. And she's saying she's some kind of marketing expert and you're going to be paying her for this stuff. Like, it's an, oh, yeah. Hannah's losing it in the chat. Oh my God.
was starting out in my business, it was something fun that I was doing. It was kind of a hobby. I saw the income opportunity, but it was like my cute little side gig. And that's, Matt sort of rolled his eyes. He thought my business was cute. I kind of did it in the pockets of mom.
There it is.
How many times have you told this story? There
it is.
Thousands.
I cannot imagine. I would feel so bad if every talk I had to bash my husband to make myself feel more relevant or relatable to people. Like, it's so.
Yeah, Hannah, the grammar in this is awful.
Yes.
Yep. Dear God.
Life, but
from a marketing professional, it's one thing for everyone to have their own experience with education and stuff. She's saying that she's some kind of marketing expert, and this is what she's giving us. Like, look for the clues because this is giving us signs that we don't pay her for this stuff. Give me a break.
From a former English major.
Jen's not having it either. Good God.
here was
I
the
mean,
thing.
my
I
kids could write better than this.
I mean, I believe that.
realized that in order for me to get to the next level, in order for me to not have mom guilt and feel like I was working 24/7, in order for me to actually hit my goals, I really needed to show up, and I needed to treat this like a business. Now, we always say if you treat it like a business,
Can I just say how wild it is? Like how ironic it is for a former top one, four-time top one person in Beachbody being invited to speak to a top 10 team. And this is the PowerPoint presentation that you bring. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just so audacious to be like, I feel good about this. I feel good about having to speak to a higher team than myself. And then this is the PowerPoint I bring. It's making me twitch. It's making me itch a little bit. It's making me irritated. You know?
Yes. I've started using italics. That's my new to emphasize things. Italics.
Yep. I love that. Yep.
it'll pay you like a business. If you treat it like a hobby, it'll pay you like one. But that's honestly the truth. Winging it is not going to help you to get to the next level, even if you are building a part.
There are people who treat this like a business, and they worked their butts off and lost so much money pouring it into and doing every single thing their upline told them to do, and it did not pay them like a business.
No, I mean, let's look at this. The average earnings for all ranks combined last year was $3,292 annually.
Wow.
So no, ma'am, that's not it. That's not it.
Yep. Talk about like being self-aware and doing different things now and not being able to read, like take off your rose-colored glasses and actually look at the opportunity for what it is. She's never going to do that. She's never going to. I wish she would, but she doesn't. It doesn't seem like she's going to. 12, 13, 14 years into it, or whatever, 11 years into it, or 12 years into it, like she said.
Okay, I'm going to drop for a second.
Okay, cool.
I get to go make dinner.
Cool.
You want to become a master at managing your time and really keeping distractions under wraps. Because if we don't fix these things now, for example, there are lots of leaders that have ADD. There are lots of leaders that are very successful and have ADD, myself included.
There's a lot of doctors who have ADD and ADHD, and I mean, there's a lot of nurses, there's lots of professors, there's lots of people who can still be successful and function in society with ADD and ADHD. It's like, what? Okay.
Yeah, Hannah, she's probably about to. She's gonna.
She is about to do this. Melanie, what is happening? Dear God. It's Melanie Mitro. Welcome to Beachbody, your body.
If I didn't work from a schedule, I would be a hot mess express. All right. So we can't use those things as excuses. We have to really lean into them and get them under control. So what are the things that we need to do? So
and you don't use it as an excuse?
I can't read that.
Oh my God, it's awful. This is so bad. Oh no, you don't come for neurodivergent people. We have had enough. Yep. Dear God.
We need to be intentional with our time. All right. So when we think about our time, that's number one. When we think about our energy, that's number two. And I want you to think about your resources. That's the third thing. So what I mean by that, let me just explain that. So I talk all the time about time blocking, and I'm sure that have you guys done trainings on that in the past, like how to manage your time and time blocking? For me, one of the things I do is every single Sunday, and it doesn't have to be Sunday. It can literally be anything other than Monday morning. Okay. You are not allowed to do this on a Monday morning because you're already behind.
We're not allowed to do this on a Monday morning?
You know what I do on Mondays?
What?
I time block and schedule my week.
Oh, but you can't do that, Jen. We're not allowed to do that.
Mondays are my scheduled day to schedule my week.
Yep. Oh,
very specific.
Because time blindness isn't a thing. It totally, it absolutely is. Like, I mean, but I did think last night
I'm like, tomorrow's Wednesday. Tomorrow's Wednesday. I woke up today thinking today was Wednesday. I'm like, it's Thursday. I missed a couple appointments.
That's okay. Whoops. It happens to all of us.
At that point. Okay. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I sit down and I have my time blocker and I literally say, okay, when do I want to wake up?
Look at someone just typed, not allowed to do this on Monday. I was doing something else, so I'm gonna scroll down in a minute. But if you see the chat in the bottom, it's just wild to read some of that's coming up.
And workout. When do I want to do my personal development? When do the boys need to be at school? When do we have cross country practice or a cross country meet? When do they have basketball training? When do you go to your full-time job? And I write everything. I don't have a family calendar over here and a BODi calendar over here. I have one calendar with my whole life in one place. And if you're a digital person, do it on a Google Calendar and sync it with your husband or significant other so that you guys are sharing kind of the responsibilities and you each know what's going on. But for me, I put it all on here. And then I actually write in when I'm going to post, when I'm going to send my invites, when I'm going to do my follow-ups. And I actually write those things in and then I stay accountable to it. I look at it first thing in the morning. I look at it every time I unlock my phone screen. What am I supposed to be working on? And you know what? Some days I get behind or things take me longer than I expected. And I literally just erase it and move it to the next block of free time. But when I go to bed at night, I look at my time blocker and usually I'll highlight off things as I do them because that kind of keeps me on track and keeps me accountable. But at the end of the day, I will look at my tracker and say, did I get the most important things done in my day?
What is meaningful about this? Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, what is like so good about what she's sharing here? Like, doesn't everybody do that with their calendar? Like, oh my God, if I didn't get it done today and it was like not something that had to get done today, I'm going to do it tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's so magical about what she's doing?
That forever.
Like, we're literally like all the people who got on this call, like, are wasting their time listening to this, thinking like it's rude. It feels rude of her to.
They could probably be doing something more productive to build their business.
Yeah. Yep. Maybe we skip over this part because, like, come on. Here. I'm just looking for a new. She's still on the slide. Here, hold on.
Pay attention to it. Inquires, comments. How many of you?
Oh my God! Look how many minutes she was on this slide for. Listen, if you're gonna be on a slide for 10 minutes, like you need to do more slides than that. Like seriously, look at this email list. Like creating scalable systems. Still can't read it. Good job, Melanie.
Like, okay, every single time I talk to somebody, if they said no, I'm not ready to sign up yet. I was like, can I have your email? I'll put you on my monthly newsletter. I literally didn't have a newsletter created. I just started that.
That literally, like, if you know,
I have an email list and I'm horrible at sending emails. You do not have to worry about me spamming your accounts.
I love that. I just like, I don't have an email list. Just lie and get people's contact information so that you can email them. Not you, Jen, but like Melanie saying like, oh yeah, just lie. Just lie. Okay.
That process. And I was like, I'll figure it out. I'll wing it. And I did. I created a newsletter. Probably wasn't anything fabulous, but I just knew that Facebook and Instagram, I do not own those contacts. And if something goes away tomorrow, I need to have a way to get in contact with.
Not wrong. That's the only good thing we've heard so far. You don't own Instagram, you don't own Facebook. You can get booted at any time for any violation of the policy, like the community guidelines. Same thing with YouTube. Getting someone's information so you can stay in contact. It's a good thing. That's one good thing I've heard. Out of however many minutes are we in? 30 minutes in.
The people that I've talked to. I also knew that I could keep nurturing, meaning building the relationship through emails. Again, sending emails when sales or promotions were coming due. So start an email
Transactional
list
relationship.
right now today that you can actually start collecting people's information. You'll have two lists. One's your current customers and one's prospects or people that haven't signed up.
1990 called and they want their like, I don't know, their solutions back. Like, we've been told to do this since the beginning of multi-level marketing. Salespeople do this all the time. Like, wow, what's so stunning about this? Nothing.
So, I mean, I have the link to my email list on Instagram. If anybody's following me on Instagram, go join that list, and I promise you don't get spam.
Yeah.
I will probably only use it if I lose my Instagram.
Yeah. Oh my God. This is just wild. This is just so wild.
Yeah. And it's very simple to send a monthly newsletter with your upcoming group, some healthy tips in there, a little bit about your journey. It's just a way to continue to connect with people. You just never know when they're ready to actually sign up. The second thing is you have to have forms. So again, forms are important. I find that every single time that I run a boot camp, every time I talk about the business opportunity, I always have people fill out an interest form.
Nobody wants to do that.
Somebody's vouching for my email list, not getting email.
I'm on Jen's email list and I can vouch that you won't get spammed. I love that so
Okay, now I'm like, I feel like I need to send something out with the next couple of weeks.
Oh my gosh.
Why? Because it helps to cut down on the back and forth for conversations. So when you're talking to somebody and they say, I'm really interested in your boot camp, I always say, awesome. Can you fill out this form? And basically my form says like name, email there. Now I have their email address and it says like, what interests you in my whatever boot camp? Tell me a little bit more about your current fitness routine. What does a typical day of nutrition look like for you? And what questions do you have for me? Oh, and I always ask, how soon do you want to get started? Immediately, in the next 7 to 15 days, 30 days or beyond, and I'm not sure yet. And so I'll say, can you fill this form out? This will give me some information and allow me to sort of know where you're at in your fitness journey. So
who cares? Listen, can I just say this? Not one Beachbody person cares where you are. They want your credit card number. They want you to go ahead and finish the payment and sign up to be a coach, preferably because they're going to get paid more. Like, what?
She asked about what their current fitness levels are like, and then she asked nutrition, but she has no clue what to actually do with that information. There's more questions to follow up. I do have a form that I will send to people.
Sure.
And it's actually really in-depth.
Because you're a professional. She's asking questions to cover up the fact that she's only looking for people interested in signing up and then moving the other people who are still thinking about it into a new email list to follow up with next month. Like, it's not like, it's just questions to say like, oh, don't look at me. I really only care about sending you like the checkout basket so you can sign up for Beachbody right now.
Yep.
Oh, God. Okay.
So that I can give you a recommendation that is customized to your needs. So I always ask people to fill out the form. And if they don't fill it out, I'll circle back in the DMs or send them another message. But for me, now my forms always are giving me information to help me have better conversations. And if somebody doesn't sign up, I can just take that email right off there and make sure that it's on my email list. So again, setting this up.
Amy's asking how much is Beachbody to sign up? Too much? You have a coaching fee, right? You have to do a monthly fee.
Yeah. So right now they have that $99 package. They need to get rid of the 20 serving size bags of Shakeology.
Yeah.
I can't remember how much. I think it's like $179 now to sign up for BODi.
Oh, wow.
That's just for the year. And then if you end up spending money on supplements and nutrition and paying extra to get the stupid super blocks, and if you sign up for a coach, you have to spend $16 every month. So yeah. So if you get a total $219.
Holy moly.
And you got to make sure you cancel that Shakeology because otherwise it will put you on auto ship.
Then you get sucked in forever.
Yeah.
While your business is small is so smart. It's super manageable. You just never know. And I'll tell you what happened to me. I was posting on social media every single day, 3-4 times a day, showing up on Facebook. Back in the I don't know, olden days, I feel like I should say, because I feel like a grandma coach sometimes. I blogged. So blogging was really big. When I started, I blogged like 4 or 5 times a week. So any of you that are from the blogger days, but I had been very consistent. And about 2 years into my business, I had a blog post go viral. And it's kind of like having a post on Instagram go viral. And because I had an email list,
she had a blog post go viral. Ashley Molstad had a TV article written about her because one of her posts went viral. All these people who ended up getting to the top spot, more often than not, they have a viral moment.
Haley's made it to the top because she got roasted by Gordon Ramsay for eating carrots with mustard.
Oh my God, that's incredible. That's hilarious. I mean, that's hilarious. Oh my God, we should have opened up one of our streams with that. That would have been too good. We'll have to do that next time.
Let's see if we can find it.
I had forms set up. When that post went viral and people were filling out that form, literally, I had to hire my mom to sit down beside me and answer applications. I was set up for it. It was easy for me. I already knew what to do. I didn't have to backpedal. So you just never know when's going to be your moment. The post is going to go viral. Something happens. You talk to somebody and it opens the door to, opportunities. So set the forms up and do the emails now so that in the future, you're ready for the opportunities as they arise.
If they arise.
This is more of a, not right now. This is not urgent.
If they arise. Sorry, I mean to pause it in time. What did you say?
Pretty much pure luck is what Hannah is saying. And
Yep.
she's correct.
Yep. If they arise at all. It's not, again, the percentage of people going viral to the percentage of people losing money.
5 years.
Yeah.
I didn't go viral.
Yep.
Cheryl's still mad at me because I made it past, I got to 1-star qualifying and I don't know how.
Yeah. Screaming Ron, you Muppet. That would be amazing. I'll have to do that.
I love Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
I would never tell you to place a freemium in front of your business activities, okay? But I will tell you that, let's just say you have a phenomenal month, or this is how I do projects. I condition myself to do my income producing activities first thing in the morning, and then I work on projects in the afternoon. So if you want to do a freemium, it's a great way to just get people on your list because you can give them something for free. So it's like 5 ways to start your inflammatory journey, or 5 things you should know that could be affecting your gut health, or, 3 ways to.
Oh, Jen's gonna explode. Just go ahead, Jen. Just rage for us, okay?
Inflammatory journey. My gosh, if you need help with inflammation, like actual inflammation, please go see a medical professional and don't listen to 5 tips from Melanie Mitro.
Yeah. Yikes.
Start cleaning up your diet.
Anything. Kind of like evergreen. It's just a freebie.
Yeah.
Like, I have some of them. It's like, go download it, take it. But I have a PDF. Like, I don't even get your email from it. It's like, just download the PDF. There you go.
Yeah.
It can be anything related to your stance on fitness or business. But freemiums are just a great way to encourage out Instagram and Facebook. And then you can have a post that you put up, and maybe you put in a keyword, and the keywords, it could be an emoji, it could be details. And then when somebody comments that emoji or that keyword, it will automatically DM them. And it will say, hey, Jamie, thanks so much for commenting.
Do you know that you can lose your account on Instagram or Facebook by having it like with one of these programs because it violates the community guidelines on Instagram and Facebook? But is she going to tell you that? No.
Yeah, Hannah, still like a freebie is at top of the funnel.
Yep. It's like Eric Worre doing a free seminar, and then him saying like, look at all the value you're getting. Look at all the value I gave you for free. Wouldn't you want to do the next thing, $97? Then you do the $97 thing. And then you're like, yeah.
So mine is a intuitive eating resources PDF. So if you guys want an intuitive eating resources PDF, you go to my Instagram page.
Follow her.
Down, go to the link. It's at the bottom, and it does not collect your email address.
Yes. But out of the goodness of your heart, give her a follow.
Yeah.
For me.
And
Commenting on my post. I saw, here is my application for my mates, the key with them, and put in parentheses CRM. So contact
Oh my God. Stop it.
management system is what it is. I don't know why I forgot what it meant, but Streak. So some of
Customer resource management, but no. Okay. Continue.
you love paper and pencil, and some of you love working on the computer. I don't care what your system is. You just need to have one. Your DMs and your Facebook messages are not scalable. You will lose people. You will forget to follow up with them, and people will fall through the cracks. So I want you to either get a 3-ring binder or a notebook that you are accountable to writing every single name down.
What the hell are you talking about? Like, what? You might as well just get a stone tablet and a chisel and write it down. Like, what are you talking about? Mom's like, do whatever you want. No. Do not do whatever you want. Get an Excel file, get a Google sheet, copy and paste. Like, what is she talking about? Just write everything down manually? What is happening? This is the worst advice I've ever heard. Oh my God.
And maybe you organize it once a week by who you need to follow.
And can we just like rage for a second that she didn't? It looks like freemiums are on a different line. Like, in a Canva, you can just click on all the items and then you can align it to one line. No? Okay. Come on.
And Hannah said the spacing in between the boxes is off, and it totally is.
It's awful. Did you know you can click on all the boxes and you can say distribute evenly? Yes, you can. In PowerPoint, you can. In Canva, you can. In Google Slides, you can. God.
Up with, or I use Google Streak because I can install that, and I have an old YouTube video. You just type in Melanie Mitro and Google Streak into YouTube and it will pop up for you. But that's a great video if you are somebody that wants to manage things right in your inbox.
Oh my God.
This is another thing I started to do early on, and it helped me keep my conversations organized. So I knew exactly who had filled out the form, who I had sent more information to, who I had sent a share cart to, who had given me objections, and I'm going back and forth and handling objections with, right? Who do I need to follow up with?
We get it.
It's because they want you to message 100 people a day.
Yeah.
That's why you need this crazy. So her Google Streak video is 15 minutes long.
Oh, great. We're going to have to watch that at some point. She's now in the wing it. A wing it business is going to create a constant state of anxiousness, except she wrote it in all caps. Okay. Thanks so much.
But what is the bot like?
And there's a freaking drop shadow on it. God. Now you are growing and or want growth -space. What are you doing a space after a hyphen for?
Why are you using a hyphen?
What even better question, Jen. We need to start creating systems to scale. ... Maybe we just need to talk about the font choices first before we talk about scaling systems.
Jay, I actually have my 8th grader who he just got an iPad for his birthday because he wanted Procreate because he's really into digital art. So he got one. He got birthday money. We paid for half of it, so he has that. But I asked him to look at some of my stuff I make. And I'm like, hey, what do you think of this? He's like, it looks good, but you should do this. Am I going to do it? I'm like, oh, that looks better. Thanks, kid.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
That a wing it business is going to create a constant state of anxiousness. All right. Like
And I'm back. So y'all just keep an eye on the chat on the side while she's running her mouth.
I hope you know if you are operating in a constant state of anxious.
You're the goal. 3 that 3s strive to be. What? 3 that
Talking
we
about enneagrams.
Oh, okay. I'm confused. Give me a
It
break.
doesn't have to be that way.
Semi thought you were an Enneagram 1 with this perfection structure, black and white. What perfection? What are we looking at the same PowerPoint? Like, what are you talking about?
That's a choice that you make. Your business should actually bring you joy. It should not cause you.
Look at this. Quarter forward grind time, blind spot awareness time.
Why is she putting that in all capitals, Sammy? Why?
Yes.
You stress. If it's causing you stress,
Trying to see. Time blocking is a game changer.
it's because you're not approaching it.
Yeah. Who wants to stay capped at their capacity? Hashtag not me. The hashtag isn't going to do anything, Jamie Innes. Do you not understand how hashtags work? God.
In the right way. And there's probably.
Oh my gosh. I'm so not creative when it comes to freemium's forms, but I've been trying to start using them more.
Neither am I. That's why some of my stuff is literally just text. Like I don't.
It's so good.
People know this. It's like, look, sometimes I get on a creative streak and I make stuff look pretty. Other times I'm like, I just want to get it out there for you.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Oh, for sure. I get it.
Just small tweaks that we need to make that will help us to be able to take it to the next level. Okay. The next part that I want to talk about is just systems, the systems that you want to start thinking about. Now, in the comments, I want you to tell me what's your current rank. Tell me where you guys are at. How many,
They're going to throw
many of you are partner,
okay.
emerald, diamond, star diamond. Where are we at? I see some emeralds. I see some diamonds. Okay. Emerald, 11 star. Oh, hey. Diamond.
I think Jamie is an 11 star.
Okay. Love it. 1 star. All right.
Diamond, emerald.
So the emeralds are everybody who's signed up their spouse and their mother.
Got it. 1 star. Diamond, emerald, 11 star, Jamie. That's pretty big, right? 11 star diamond.
Yeah. But that doesn't mean she's an 11 star diamond now.
Yeah.
Remember, that's her lifetime rank. We don't know what her rank is right now.
Yeah. Because she still could be a lower rank and number 10 in the company if everyone else has fallen.
Yes.
So
I want you to
diamond, emerald. Oh,
ooh, pending diamond on Thursday. That's exciting, Jill. Go, Jill. Okay, so systems. I want you to begin, no matter where you're at in the process, I want you to start thinking about duplication. And what that means is every
what? Yeah.
Hannah thinks I want hash browns now.
Yes.
That might actually go good with chili that we're having tonight.
That sounds awesome.
everything that you do, if you were to step out of the equation, it should continue on.
Oh, is that me?
On past
Sorry.
you.
That was me.
And you should sort of begin to develop your own process. Now, I'm not talking about fancy systems. I'm not talking about your own training portals, like none of that. Very basic. A Google page that literally has your welcome email, right? Like it can be very simple. It can be in the notes section of your phone. But I want you to start to think about, like, what are the systems that I am putting a.
Did you really put in the mark and not line it up with the end of the horizontal line?
It's the first thing I noticed.
Widow word. Like, come on. Why does this have to be left aligned? Processes for team members. Just randomly, like, we're just going to put the title on the bottom of the slide. Like, and it's not going to be centered in the middle of the slide. Like, what's happening? Oh my God, I hate it here. What is happening?
New partner through whenever they sign up for my team. So I just want to get your wheels turning. Do you have an onboarding process for a new partner when they sign up?
Jen does for her clients, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Send them a welcome.
It's more in depth for the group coaching program and one-on-one coaching clients, but there is there's even an onboarding process for the community membership.
That's awesome. That's because you got your stuff together. You got your shit together. So
I picked a good platform to use because it's all there.
that's awesome. That's so cool. That's so cool.
Email. If not, let's put that on your to-do list, or better yet, we're not going to do it until we get a new partner. So as soon as we sign up a new partner, we'll write our first welcome email, and then we'll save it in the notes section, and that'll be our welcome email that we send from this point forward. Okay. So
Are you serious? You're doing copy and pasting wellness the emails for people? You can automate this. Like, oh my God.
I'm actually meeting with a coach at the end of the year to get ready for next year to use Dubsado. So everything will be automated.
Heck yes.
Every single thing.
Yeah. I mean, we set up automation, or I set up automation for like my I mean, we've done it for other people before, but where it's like something triggers something and then it pulls in something, like it's all automated, so you don't have to do all this stuff.
And like, I'm managing a MailChimp email list right now with 120,000 contacts.
Holy,
all
that's
automated.
Awesome. That's great.
There's so many damn sequences that I had to make, but it's all like everything triggers something else. So
yep,
it makes my business and doing that so much easier.
Oh, for sure. Like, and she's like, copy and paste, save it in your notes. Like, no. Literally not setting someone up for success. So here we go.
I'm a big fan of like doing things when we're ready to do them, not doing a bunch of work before we need to. Onboarding, what do you want that to look like? Do you want to set up a one-on-one call, right? Like,
I think we get it that Melanie doesn't know what she's talking about, so I'm gonna skip ahead.
Yeah.
And every week I would share, and you say, oh yeah, this week I'm talking about my challenge group. Start date, if you tab dividing them, I know that the end of August, the first week of September, I am inviting.
So when I record something on my computer, my program records it in 4K. So the fact that this is blurry as hell is not my program's issue. It's her issue. Implementing a monthly marketing strategy for your personal business and your team. What? What is happening? Who did this? Melanie did it. Oh my God, the live, laugh, love font. Yep. Good God.
Lori, go eat something.
Yes. Yeah, we're listening to a Zoom call that we were in on. Melanie Mitro is telling us how to be an awesome Beachbody coach, and yet we have
so
not
far I've learned nothing.
Nothing. The only thing that she told us is to make sure that you have access to your contact list, because you don't own anything.
Yeah. The email list is great because we do not own Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, X, or Twitter, or whatever the heck they're calling it, any of that stuff. Yeah.
Yep. 100%.
Inviting to a specific group. I know that by the 15th of the month, I want to have my customer goal achieved, because I want to talk about the business opportunity and I want to sign up new partners to my team. So I want you to get in that.
So it's not about the customers. It's about finding other builders. And you're still telling us it is not a pyramid schmeme.
Yep.
Come on.
A habit of, as you go into October, really looking at your business and saying, when am I running a challenge group? What is my start date? How many customers do I want to have signed up for that specific challenge group?
Does her calendar make any sense? Because we don't have a key to look at the colors. We don't have a key for the stars. We don't have a key for the other colors. We don't, like, there's no, it's just like, yeah, this is what my calendar looks like. Isn't it cool? Like, I took a screenshot of it and put it in a PowerPoint presentation. Like, give me a break, Melanie.
And then, do I want to enroll any partners in the month of October? If so, how many do I want to enroll?
Of course I do.
And when am I going to be talking about it and inviting to the opportunity? If you do that at the beginning of October, every single week as you sit down to work, you look at your calendar and you say, oh yeah, this week I'm talking about my challenge group. All right, what posts am I doing? What invites am I sending out? What stories am I posting? You know, the high level calendar dictates what you do every single day. As your business grows, this is a duplicatable system you can pass down through the organization.
She would hate how I run my posting schedule for
Oh my God. This is high level. Amy, hello.
Hey, what was
Yeah.
for dinner? Everybody in the chat's talking about food too, so I'm starting to get
I'm just saying, when I said I needed to go make dinner, I actually
You meant
chose
go
to go to
get dinner?
Subway.
Oh, heck yes. I want
Just
Subway.
saying.
It sounds so good. Oh my gosh.
I'm
Yeah,
Rebecca. I'm
sounds
really
wonderful.
surprised there has been no reels or anyone talking about Halloween candy being out yet, especially
know.
Autumn,
Yeah,
because she's late. It's usually middle of September.
I know. For
Maybe
sure.
this new PR firm she signed with is saying don't do it.
Okay,
Yeah.
wait though. Did you guys see? I don't remember who sent me the reel. It's a TikTok of a woman who is
Oh yeah, Laura.
doing a reaction to Autumn. Oh my gosh, it's
I
amazing.
chat with Laura often. I'm like, hey, you need to look into Autumn. And she finally
So-
did. And I'm like 10 people. I sent her a message. I'm like 10 people have sent me your reel.
Oh my
And
God.
I dropped some information about her, Autumn being a trainer in Khloe Kardashian's Revenge Body show, and
Mhm.
her I'm so tired of body positivity is bullshit rant, and I sent her that. I'm like, here you go. She's like, you sent me down a rabbit hole. I said, yep.
You're like, welcome to my life.
You're
Oh my
welcome.
That's awesome. Oh my gosh. I wish we could react to the Revenge Body whatever deal that Autumn was on. But now we're just stuck with Melanie. We've just been skipping because we got bored out of our minds and the tips were not tipping, if that makes it, they just weren't being helpful. So we just skipped. We just skipped forward.
The only takeaway we have it all is make sure if you are running any type of business to have an email list if you're using social media, because you don't own social media.
That's the only good thing she said.
That's the tangible piece of evidence advice she's given. Just one.
Okay, so funny you mentioned that, because in the whole thread that I found today, they actually mentioned that. They're like, seriously, Beachbody is now using all of the emails that we have gotten and that we have collected and that we have been supporting, and they're offering them deals that we can't.
Wow. Carl Deichler, are you
Yeah.
freaking serious?
That's the 14 million people who's targeting.
Sure is.
With the $99 30-day weight loss pack.
Oh my gosh.
And so then he's not going to have to give out any commission if someone takes the deal.
Exactly.
Correct.
Oh my God.
But they'll still be, but you'll still be
listening.
listening.
I am with you on the Firehouse subs.
Oh, I love Firehouse too. It's just Subway's close, so we went for the closest. But here's the problem. So they're going to re-sign up. You're not going to get their commission, but you're still going to be listed as the coach.
Yep.
How twisty is that? Are you serious? Yeah, that unsophisticated volunteer sales force that got you 14 million names that you're now going to profit off of. Girl, I hope. Never mind. I'm not going to say that. I'm gonna be on my best behavior. Holy moly, this is awful.
I didn't have a lot of Facebook friends. I had 75 Facebook friends. I started an Instagram account whenever I became a partner. And so I didn't have fast success. I didn't have a lot of people in my warm market. So when I say I clawed my way to diamond, I literally clawed my way to diamond.
You got in early. What does clawing mean to you? I don't understand. I really don't. She got in early, right? Like, not the first year it opened, but pretty early on.
Yep. Oh, man.
Oh my God.
Ow.
I was like signing every single customer up as a partner. I was signing up my mom and my sisters because I just needed to get that ball rolling in my business. But during that initial time, that first 6 months, right? Of me just being head down, building momentum in my business and having so much unwavering belief that success was possible for me. Even though I wasn't at my goal weight yet, even though I wasn't the best at writing posts, I knew that if I kept showing up, eventually people would go, Melanie's not going away. She really believes in this thing. She's really passionate about teaching people how to eat healthier and make exercise a part of their daily.
So didn't she get in when she did she get in before she had kids or when she had her second kid?
Second.
So it was 12 years ago. She had her second. So she had a baby and a toddler.
So she's saying that she wasn't at her goal weight 6 months after having her baby. Like when is anyone at their goal weight after having six? Like,
hold on. Did you see my reel about this?
No.
Because in the training that she did, I want to say it was for like the big company training. She said, here's my story. Because she's trying to teach you how to tell your story. And
Yeah.
she said, so I'm sitting on the end of my bed and I'm looking through all of my postpartum clothes. Or I'm looking through my summer clothes and I'm postpartum and I'm just crying because things won't fit. And I just said to myself, how did I let myself go?
What?
I'm like, you didn't let yourself go. You had a baby.
Yes.
There's a difference.
You grew a whole human being. Like what?
Yeah.
What do you mean you didn't let yourself go? Like what the heck? Oh my God.
Routine. Wow, she's starting to make some money at this because she's talking about it on her social media. I just knew if I was willing to work really, really hard at the beginning, what would happen is this momentum would take place. Why? Because I was reading books like The Compound Effect and The Slight Edge and The Entrepreneur Roller Coaster. And they were reminding me that momentum isn't built in one day or 1 week or 1 month. And so because of that momentum, that consistency, this is what happens, right? We're excited. It's hard. It's working. I messed up. Give up the good for the great. I think I'm going bankrupt, right? Like these are
some people do go bankrupt because they are totally bought into the idea if they just keep working hard and they stick it out and they do all the right things, which includes those monthly pesky payments for supplements and stuff. They do go into debt. So it's not like an imaginary side effect of Beachbody.
No, and they put this graphic up and they make you think that this is going to be possible. And I did a thing on this too. Natasha Pearson last year recruited like 400 people.
Wow.
And 8 of them made it to diamond. She had less than a 2% rate of people who even made it to diamond.
Wow.
So those are the numbers
stats,
to show.
Go watch Amy's YouTube video that came out. We did Jeopardy, and the numbers are just like, they're not good.
It is ridiculous. And so she's making it seem like if you just keep going and keep using the compound effect and you don't give up, you're going to make it. No, less than 2% make it. Like it just is what it is.
Wow. And it's not just like someone's probably going to be watching this thinking like, oh, but those other people, they just gave up and the 2% stayed. It's like, no. There's people who were trying to make it and they were doing the right things and they were showing up to the calls and they were doing the posts and they were doing all this and they still lost money and they still didn't rank up. And it's not just I don't know. It's not just people like giving up on it. It's the compensation model that's broken. Oh,
absolutely.
my God.
The things we think about. I'm good. I don't know why I get so down on myself. I was wrong. I suck. Wait a second. My life is great. Like I feel like today I still go through a lot of those emotions on a daily basis, right? But here's the thing. We are literally, you just never know when your moment is. So
you just never know when you randomly could get picked up by the internet and go viral. You just never know. You just never know if you're going to be someone that someone's going to like and follow. You just never know.
Yep. And that is how they convince you to continue to spend money month after month after month because you're at your tipping point.
5 years.
Yep.
$200 net profit.
wild, wild.
Aspiring, growing, emerging leader, you are building momentum every day that you show up, every day that you press play, every day that you drink your shake, every day that you post on social media, every conversation you have. You do not know what is going to be the invite that sets the whole business in motion.
You don't know what relationship you're going to exploit that's going to set your success in motion. You don't know what, a conversation you're going to have with a professional that you wouldn't have had to sell if you weren't in a multi-level marketing company, but could set your success in motion. Like, it's such an exhausting way to live. Like, can you imagine if you're not in an MLM, you get to go to the doctor's office and not have to think about recruiting or selling your nurse who does the intake, or you don't have to start up a conversation with a random stranger next to you and just conveniently bring up your MLM opportunity, or you could just wait in the grocery store line and not think about striking up a conversation with the person in front of you so that you could start talking about your business opportunity. Like, that's literal freedom. That's literal time freedom.
Well, and again, she's also not looking at market saturation. So when she did this 12 years ago, there were a lot of people out there who had not heard about Beachbody, who had not heard about BODi or any other MLM, but now they've been exposed to it. There's a lot more education out there. And so your chances of finding a golden contact are less and less, and they're not acknowledging that fact.
Yeah. Yep. 100%.
Yeah.
Just never know. But it is you having this ability to have a clear vision of what you want and knowing without a shadow of a doubt that your time is coming.
No.
So momentum is so incredibly important to building your business.
Don't stop and think about anything, because if you do, it's going to be your fault if you're not successful. They're talking about momentum if it's a good program, if it's a good opportunity, if it's a good product, it doesn't matter when someone's going to end up buying it. Oh, we miss you, Amber.
Business. And we're creating momentum in these key areas. Social media. All right. Momentum in social media. The more you post, the more momentum.
I'd love for you to have momentum in the consistency of your PowerPoint presentations, but we're not going to get that, are we?
Did she really just say the more you post?
Yep.
That is not the best strategy.
Yeah. And it's not a bad strategy. It's not the best one. Like, if you're just randomly talking for no reason, like, it's not going to help. If you're not going to talk about your core values on your platform, it's not going to help. Now, that being said, if you are thinking about hitting your market and talking about your 3 core values, and the process of the activity helps you get better, that's one thing. But you don't end up getting to do that on this. They're just saying, just post and the success will eventually hit you out of nowhere.
Well, and I think too, we were told to post 5 times a day.
Oh,
your
my
early morning inspirational post, workout, your shake, something funny that's going on with your life, and a call to action every day.
Holy moly.
That's what you post. But look, I'm quite the influencer. Someone else just got Subway.
Hell yes. Subway, sponsor Amy. Oh my God.
You create. The more you post on social media, the better you get at knowing what your audience wants to hear and what they don't want to hear. You get better at it. You get faster at it. You get more efficient. You gain momentum. Recruiting. The more people you invite to the opportunity, the more likely you are to get a yes.
Oh my God. So if you're a bad salesperson, it doesn't matter. Just invite more people. If you only get 1 yes in 1,000, you better just ask, 10,000 people, so you can get those 10 people to say yes. Like, what? What are you talking about?
That's exactly what they tell you to do.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Could it be that the opportunity is flawed and that it is not as shiny as people want it to be, and that's why they're saying no? Of course not. Nothing could be wrong with Carl and Beachbody.
All of us, we're creating that momentum. I need it. If I want to grow a team, I have to talk about the business. If I want to grow a team, I have to talk about the business. I can't just talk about it once in a while. I've got to talk about it every single month. So if you're sitting here right now saying, I really want to grow a team, I always say, examine the last 30 posts that you've done over the last 30 days. How many times did you talk about the business in your stories? How many times did you talk about it in your posts? How many invites have you sent? And maybe how many text messages or emails have you sent out?
Oh my God.
So you want to create momentum by making sure that you're always growing that number. All right. Creating momentum with your team.
When people want to buy something, there's not really anything that's going to stop them except a lacking of a clear place to buy.
Yep.
Come on. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, someone's looking for a dress. They're going to go find a dress on the internet to buy, or they're going to go out and shopping and buy it. Like, oh, they want to buy your BODi opportunity. They're going to figure out a place to buy it. Like, if they don't, like, that's the issue. Like, come on.
Well, and now they can purchase the products on Amazon.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
why find a coach at all?
Yep.
Why find a coach at all?
Yeah, exactly.
Started my team page, I was the only one posting in there. For about 4 months, I was the only one that posted in the team page. There were a lot of views. I could see people were viewing my stuff, but nobody was commenting. Until one day I said to one of my partners, good Lord, why can't somebody just like my photos or leave a comment? Like, I feel like I'm preaching to the choir. And all of a sudden, people started to comment because that one girl chimed in. And when she started commenting, other people did too.
Comment trains.
Oh my God. You know what? When you write a dynamic caption, people are going to comment. And if you don't, then people won't. You don't have to like guilt someone into commenting. Like, I mean, did you know that having like comment trains or those groups where you all like each other's stuff can get you banned on Facebook and Instagram? And are they going to tell you that? Nope, they're not. They seem to have forgotten to tell us that part. Ugh.
So even with your team, right? Your new team, your baby team, it's going to take time, but show up as the leader who is already leading a large team.
If you're the leader, then why did you have to beg someone to comment on your post? Like, what are you talking about? We're just upset. We're losing our shit over here. Oh my God.
Here's the thing though. If you truly have built a community, they should be interacting with you. I always had a ton of interaction because we loved each other. We were supporting each other. I never had to beg for any interaction.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yep.
But I was also in there not just trying to get them to purchase something or give me referrals. So there's that too.
Yeah, she keeps adding more text, so I think that's why they're getting harder to read. And she also put gray text on a pink background, which is just awful. Oh.
That's hilarious.
Oh my God, that is hilarious.
Okay, so Anita Myron keeps commenting, I don't know why I can't send any messages. All of us can tell you why. We know why you can't send messages, lady.
Yep, 100%.
Do a team calendar every month. Go into your team page that has 1 or 2 working partners and cast your vision. Talk about how October, November, and December are going to be momentum building months, and we're going to make a big impact, and we're going to end the year as 1-star diamond, right? Or whatever it is, 2-star, premier, elite. If you are a BODi partner that says something, back it up with action. Be the leader that other people would want to follow right now. I do things like Monday Mindset. I go live in my team page every Monday and give them, I like to say, like their mindset for the week, their marching orders, whatever we need to focus on. I give them direction.
Hold on. Marching orders?
Marching orders.
Yeah, I think she's mixing up leadership with dictator, you know? I just...
what?
Holy guacamole.
I think this is why Kat on the other day was in her stories saying October is the month to take control of your health. It's the most important month. That's what she was saying. Yeah.
Yep. I thought she said, though, that her personality type, she had to learn how to be more, you know, like accepting and seeing how like life and people's personalities were different earlier, and that was a lesson she had to learn. And now she's saying that she's going live on Mondays for her team and giving people their marching orders. Like, how is that not like conflicting with what her earlier statements were in this Zoom? I don't know.
Recognize people from selling their first total solution pack to rank advancing and their paychecks. So just thinking about, okay, how can I create momentum even if there isn't any yet, and having belief in the process. And then the last area you're creating momentum is just your customers. So you're thinking about, when I show up into my customer group.
Okay, so she didn't talk anything about team recognition reward trip. Did she talk about that? Did I miss that?
Oh, we skipped a little bit. We're like, the slide's boring, so
we skip stuff.
Okay, well, because I'm like, she because here's the problem. I just wanted to mention this real quick.
Yeah.
All of the team recognition, all of like a reward trip, any of those things are things that have to come out of your pocket.
Yep.
And they don't talk about that, right? So if I hit diamond, well, then my coach should be giving me a gift of some sort. And the problem is that some of these top coaches set unrealistic expectations with the gifts that they give.
Yep.
So it may be like, okay, well, when someone hits diamond, I give them a Tiffany bracelet.
A what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Some coaches, some do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so, and since you're on these combined calls, they're saying that on here. And I'm like, oh, I was going to buy them like a journal. Like, oh, okay.
Yep.
Like, because I'm not making any money.
Mm.
And so they guilt you into doing the same things that they're doing when you are not the same.
Yep.
100%. That's a great point.
How can I make sure I love on them, I serve them well, and that they never want to leave me? That whenever Snickerdoodle launches on the 17th of October, that my entire challenge.
Rip to all those big leaders who lost huge followings. Rip to them.
She has lost some huge legs.
How does she explain that? Is she not loving people where they're at, so they never want to leave? Oh, she forgot that part. Whoops. I'm going to train on it now to cover my bases, but yikes. Whoops.
Group is purchasing it because they will buy anything that I talk about. Or if I go in and talk about first thing and last thing, they're going to buy it because it's something I talk about, because they trust me so much that they will literally buy anything.
Did she really just say that?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, so now you're going to get them into buying hundreds of dollars worth of product just because you can? Because they'll do anything you want them to do?
They'll buy anything that Yep. Wow.
I would have lasted on her team a month.
Yeah.
She would have out.
Jen and Melanie would have had a come to Jesus moment, you know.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't make people buy anything. I returned to Shakeology for people.
Yeah.
Someone needs to have that talk with her, because that is beyond gross. You're already totally capitalizing on their trauma and all of their, all the things that they're struggling with. And now you're going to guilt them into purchasing hundreds of more products, hundreds of more stuff.
Yep. And she's bragging at how she's good at manipulation. And it's just like, why would you feel good about that? So I don't know.
That I talk about. So ask yourself, what's my customer service experience like? Am I really getting people results, or am I signing them up and then just moving on to the next person that I need to enroll? All right. Okay.
Yeah, that one. That option. Melanie, that one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Okay. The last area is personal growth.
Oh, thank God. We're so close. This is another picture of her holding books. Just
let's see, the slight edge, 5 a.m. circle. Oh God, Darren Hardy, Eric Moore.
The 12-week year.
Yep.
Oh, I've got all of these, you guys.
I think the only one I have left is Take the Stairs.
Oh, she's got one by Eric Worre on there.
Yep. Yep.
Gross.
I sat in the audience at a John Maxwell
Oh, come on.
event. Actually, it was a BODi event that John Maxwell spoke at. And I remember him walking across the stage and he was talking.
Hi, I'm John. I'm your friend, and I'm going to convince you to spend more money than you ever thought possible on personal development. Thanks, John.
And I have written more books than you could ever imagine, and I'm going to eventually surpass the Bible in sales.
Yes. Yep.
That man.
He's everywhere. He's literally everywhere. Dear Lord.
About how he literally never stops learning. Every single day, he interviews somebody.
He never stops learning how to sell people on things they don't need to buy.
Yep.
On.
He walks into a room, finds the youngest person that's killing it in the business, and sits down and says, tell me what you're doing that's working. Tell me how you're growing. And that stuck with me. And he talked about when we stop growing and learning, we start to go backwards. And so
have you ever thought maybe you just stay still for a second, maybe take a sit on a bench and like take a look at the scenery? Like, what do you mean? If you're not going forward, you're going backwards. Do you understand how walking works? Like,
that's like the quote from
Oh my gosh.
what's the Will Ferrell movie? Who is a race car driver? If you're not first, you're last.
yeah.
Oh, is that like Talladega Nights or
Yeah.
whatever?
Yes.
But here's the thing though, at some point, like how old is he? He's in his 80s? At least 70s.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
dude, have a seat.
Oh
Like,
no, he thinks it's wrong. He was talking on one of the stages, and he said that he thinks that retirement is somehow like, I mean, not the level of a sin, but like level of like a really bad thing, because like if you're not, like, essentially the same idea. If you're not growing, then you're dying. So, yeah, twisty.
I can't wait to retire and do nothing.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it.
right? Amen.
Oh.
one thing that I have learned over the years is that we can become consumed with learning, meaning we can place learning ahead of action, and we don't want to do that. Okay. So always, your income producing activities are the first thing you do in your day. You get them out of the way, you get them done. But every day I want you to ask yourself, how am I growing? What am I reading? If you're a new leader and you're just developing your leadership right now, and I always take the covers off my books because it looks prettier on my shelf, like when it's white and black. But this is the 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth by John Maxwell and the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership by John Maxwell.
Those two.
You don't have to be a leader to read them. Okay. You don't have to be a diamond or a star diamond, but these books will start to put into your mind how a leader acts. And I want you to start showing up.
She's not on the screen the entire time on the Zoom, and so she's showing
holding up
things,
books and nobody can see.
holding up books, and nobody can see them.
Now. Show up in the team page, in Jamie's team page as a leader. Even if you're Emerald, you find a great podcast, I want you to share it.
There you go.
If you're in the challenge group and you see somebody that's struggling, maybe they're not even your customer, you help them. Be the leader and step up and carry your load. Don't just say, oh,
No, Beachbody can step up and carry their load. Carl Deichler can step up and carry his load. And the people like creating these really awful fitness plans can step up and carry their load and the consequences of their own behavior, because it's not the unsophisticated volunteer sales force that should do more work for free for freaking Carl Deichler and all of the people who are getting a salary every month. Like, stop it, Melanie.
Julie, it's there. I don't remember the name of my channel. I haven't been on it in like a year.
Oh, your YouTube?
Yeah, I don't remember it.
I think it's
I have plans next year to start adding more stuff to it. My ankle surgery screwed up my calendar. So I just
somebody else.
Yeah, it should be. Nightbot should come up, and yes, here it is.
There we go.
Yep, a size inclusive certified trainer. And then here's Amy's if y'all don't sub to Amy already. Amy. Okay.
But
Do it. Like,
these are the books I'm reading right now.
Yeah.
Strong Women Lift Each Other Up.
Cool.
And it's actually like a workbook.
That's awesome.
And Burnout, The Secret to Unlocking the Stress Cycle.
Cool.
These are both very good books. This third time I'm reading this one, second time for the Strong Woman book.
That's awesome.
to just and then learn from other people. Who can you learn from? Instead of being intimidated or comparing yourself, ask people, how did you do it? How did you get so many customers? Can I pick your brain? Like those kinds of things, they help you become better because you are a constant student.
Oh,
And we all are going to get
don't
stuck.
help their downlines
Right?
like that.
yep.
No way. And Melanie won't help you unless you're on auto ship of Shakeology, which she doesn't even drink.
Yep. Oh, look, another picture of Melanie on her PowerPoint presentation. God.
It's going to happen. There are going to be days where we don't feel like showing up for our business. For example, last night I was having wild, crazy dreams. Matt was traveling. He wasn't at home, so I didn't sleep very good. And I woke up this morning and I thought to myself, the last thing I want to do today is work, right? I just wanted to crawl back in bed and go back to sleep. But I popped in a podcast, I pressed play on a workout, and I reminded myself that, you know what? Some days you don't feel like it, Melanie. Some days you're not motivated, but your why and your vision for the impact you want to make, it's worth it.
Yeah, I'm making millions, or I've made millions and millions of dollars in Beachbody off of the financial sacrifices of others. And if I stop now, I will lose an income. Yeah, we got that.
She really, really would not like how I work because I woke up the other day and was woken up by my teenager because he overslept. So I had to get him to school. I came back home. I was like, you know what? I lost 40 minutes of sleep. I'm taking a nap. I'll get to work later.
Yeah, that's smart. Sleep's important.
Discipline. You're disciplined when you don't have the motivation. And if it wasn't for all the years of personal development and books that I read, I probably would have just gone back to sleep. So you want to ask yourself, like, okay, when I get stuck or I lack motivation, instead of curling up on the couch and doing nothing, what can you do instead? Pop on a podcast, find a YouTube video that pumps you up and reminds you why you're here. All right. Sometimes we feel like we're in the peak of our business, and then sometimes we can feel like we're in a valley. What do? I go looking for podcasts of people, especially Ed Milet. He's one of.
Oh my God, Ed.
No.
Yeah. No thanks. No thanks, buddy. No thanks.
My favorites. I will find a podcast episode where somebody like lost their business and had to rebuild it again. And I'll listen to it and I'll be like, okay, if they had $1 billion business and they were able to go from $1 billion to zero back to $2 billion, I can recover from a partner that just told me they were quitting, right? Like it's that I sometimes need those stories to just remind myself, like, I'm not the only person that got rejected today, or I'm not the only.
You're all independent contractors, and by your privileged early start time, you got to live a luxurious lifestyle off of the financial sacrifices of your downline. Like, what do you mean you lost a business? What do you mean you got a setback? Like, I don't understand what she's talking about. Like, she gets paid a commission whenever someone buys volume from Beachbody, and then she gets bonuses when she has her legs stacked perfectly, or when people rank up underneath her. Like, what? So what? Like, okay, what's hard about that? I don't understand what's hard about it, but like, what's hard about getting in early? Nothing. I mean, I don't know.
Person that, has heard no 5 times in a row. So it's a good reminder. And then when business is just hard, like if you aren't going through that season now, you will. There are months where I feel like I have to send 20 times the amount of invites just to hit my monthly average. When that happens, I want you to remind yourself that even in this month where it feels hard, I'm having to do 3 times the amount of work to just get the normal results. This is what I want you to tell yourself.
The market is saturated. Is that what you want us to know?
And people are on to MLMs.
Yep.
People are annoyed by me and people don't want me to continue to harass them.
Yes.
Yeah.
And no
But I'm
means
planning-
no.
It always means no. Good God.
A hell of a lot of seeds, and next month's going to be amazing. Like, that's what I tell myself. Like, when I get in a season of it's hard, I'm like, I'm learning, I'm growing. I'm going to have so much more momentum because of how I dug in during this season, and
Wow.
I didn't give up. All right. So whenever, as we kind of think about today, we talked about a lot of different things in the past hour that we've been together. But if you were to kind of go back through and think about awareness, you know, my structure, my momentum, my personal growth, the boundaries that I'm setting, the systems that I'm putting in place.
Oh my God. 3 times the amount of work to get the same pay. Yikes. Yes. Yep.
Where do you feel like, go back through this recording, and I'll even share the slides with you guys too, and just say, like, what are the areas I feel like I could start to improve upon? I don't want you to feel like you need to change everything at once, but I want this to be realizing, like, hey, if I want to get to the next level, if I really want to scale and grow my business, what are the things that I need to do in order to get there? What's the investment? Is it, you need to get your time under control, managing distractions. Maybe it's your energy, but really digging in and saying, all right, I am forever a student. And if I want to be the best mentor, the best leader, the best BODi partner, how can I constantly learn and grow through this process? And if you work on becoming an expert in these areas, you will no doubt scale to your maximum capacity, whatever that may be. All right. So do you have any questions for me? Because I am more than happy to answer them. Or if we've gone over our time, I can turn it back over to you too, Jim.
Okay, so first of all, that was amazing.
Let me edify my cult leader. Oh, wait, that's not what I'm sorry. Let me edify my cross line.
I have a question for you. And just because I was watching the chat the whole time, a lot of the things that you're saying, you know, you're like, I dealt with this. I dealt with this. I dealt with this. And I think a lot of people, you know, are probably surprised, like, oh, wait, like Melanie did that. And I think the chat people are like, gut check, gut check, gut check. So what?
One person said gut check. Like, what are you talking about? Not, I mean, like, stop misrepresenting like the chat to everybody. Seriously.
Your best tip for those that felt gut checks tonight and turning that into actual action?
So when you feel a gut check and you're like, ooh, she really spoke to me, maybe it is in your journal before you go to bed, you know, or first thing in the morning. It's journaling it out and saying, this was my gut check tonight.
How does that
and if
help?
This was my gut check. How do I not fall into the same pattern? Or how do you like
gut check? How do I be as vague as possible? Okay, great.
You actually think about it ahead of time, like, ooh, that was a gut check. So what am I going to do with it? That's always like, you can have a gut check. You can have a huge aha moment, and then you can go back on your merry way and never do anything about it. So just take a moment to look through your notes and say, these were the gut checks. How am I now going to make a change in my business? And so maybe that is you journaling it out. Maybe it is before you go to bed tonight saying, all right, I didn't plan my entire week, but I certainly can plan Tuesday. I can get out a blank sheet of notebook paper, even if I don't have a fancy planner, and I can literally put the time on here and I can do it just for the next day, right?
But if you want a fancy planner, I sell one. So hit me up. That's what else she's saying.
Yep. And look, she's using that font on that thing behind her.
I told you it's on her signs behind her. It's her signature.
It's awful. Oh my God.
So there's these little choices you can make right now to say, I'm going to use this gut check as a moment to create change, not to be an excuse for me to stay stuck where I'm currently at, because we all go through it and we all have challenges along the way too.
They're so good. I love that. I think that is something that people feel that overwhelmed because they're like, well, I had a gut check for everything that she said, right? Like there's some of those too. So it's like let's just focus on smaller. Like those smaller things are what build the habits, which make those things become the change,
What
right?
smaller things?
Okay, I'm just going to ask you a couple questions because I want to be respectful of your time. Elizabeth.
I don't want to be respectful of my team's time, but I want to be respectful of her time because they definitely went over on this.
Elizabeth had asked, what's the best platform to use if you are just starting an email list?
ConvertKit.
Okay, so if the best platform is actually the one that it feels user friendly to you. So look at Flowdesk, look at Constant Contact, and look at Aweber, and then decide which one like feels user friendly because they're all different. Flowdesk is prettier. It's got some pretty templates. I think a lot of people do use that. The one thing is it needs to have a form and an email list. Like you need to be able to have your forms embedded right in there because you don't want to have a Google form and then an email list and then you're copying and pasting things. So it's really just whatever's user friendly and cost effective for you. So just look at the pricing and look at the platform. Usually there's a 7-day trial where you can sort of play around with it, but don't overthink it. Just pick one and go.
Okay, so Kristen asked an amazing question and she said, what did your morning routine look like as a new or first-time mama?
I used that for a while.
What?
ConvertKit has a free tier. I used that for a while.
Oh, good one. Oh my gosh. Okay. So when you're a new mom or you've got littles at home, it's kind of unpredictable, right? So your routines will look different through all the different stages of life. So for me, I didn't like the feeling of me waking up to the boys in the baby monitor screaming mom, or when they were infants, just crying, right? What would happen was I would go, like this, right? And I already felt behind. So I got in the habit of slithering myself out of bed and like even setting my clothes down in the downstairs, like bathroom, not even upstairs where I could potentially make them like slightly wake up, right? I did all of the things, put my shaker cup out with my Energized the night before. And so all of those things. And I would say,
okay, wait. When her kids were that little, they didn't even have Energized, did they? Like,
nope.
Okay.
Energized came out in 2016.
Interesting. Okay.
7 years ago.
Here's the thing though. Why isn't the first thing she should have said, in my opinion, is enjoy your baby.
Yeah.
Like,
no. You have a brand new baby. You better be filming yourself in the hospital.
And you better be setting your alarm and getting up early so that you can fit everything in. And it's like, no, sleep whenever you can. This is ridiculous.
Yep. Dang.
Say, all right, I would sit down and do just my journal, like 3 things I'm grateful for, my devotional for the day. And it was like 5 minutes. And then I would press play on my workout. My goal was to always get my workout in before they woke up. If it was a really good day, and then before I would work out, I would just review my time blocker. And I would go, what are my intentions for the day? Like, what do I absolutely need to get done? So I sort of just like reviewed to make sure I knew what was on the docket for the day, get my workout in. Then usually when the boys woke up, sometimes I had enough time to get my post done. I would sit on the floor of my gym in the basement and I would like get my post up as fast as I could in the morning before they would get out of bed. And if they woke up, then it was like, we turned on Mickey Mouse Clubhouse or whatever. They had 30 minutes to just chill and wake up. And I would sit there with my laptop while they were beside me and get work done. Right? Like that was usually the morning routine. Sometimes I could get a whole workout in and my post before they woke up. Sometimes I couldn't. If you're the kind of person that you want to work out later in the day, maybe you get up early and you drink your Energize and you do your tracker at 5 in the morning because that's what works for you, and you work out in the afternoon. So really asking yourself, like, what makes me show up and feel like I'm prepared for my day versus behind. All right. So you have to sort of figure out what that is for you. But
at 4 o'clock, 5 a.m. in the morning, she was staying up working until 11. Good and well, she was not falling asleep right at 11 p.m. There is such a lack of sleep when you are a BODi partner. I was getting
it's-
maybe 4 or 5 hours of sleep a night.
Yep. Well, and I would have to get up because I taught a P90X class at the YMCA that started at 5:30. Well, I had to get my own workout in before I could go and do that. And so I was getting up at 4, working for half an hour, then doing my own workout so that I could try and get to teach my class so I could be back by 7 to get my kids up and ready. So like
crap.
the amount of time commitment when they say work it in the pockets of your day, no, that is not what they ask you to do.
Nope.
That's awful.
It's going to look different for all of us for sure. Yeah. Slithering around. Yes. Slithering in silence. I know it's the worst. It gets better. Then they sleep till like 11 a.m. and you could literally bang pots and pans around the kitchen and they wouldn't hear a thing.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I was dying laughing at your stories. You said they're fighting, so you guys took away their phones, and you're like, well, now the living room is messed up, but at least
Did you see my living room? Yes. They were sumo wrestling. They had shoved pillows in their shirts last night and they had ski masks on and they were like wrestling in my living room. Yes.
my future. Can't wait.
It is. Just wait, James. It's going to be a good time.
All right. I am going to close this out. Melanie, thank you so much.
Okay, that's pretty much it. Like, I can't do it's just them micromanaging their entire team for another 30 minutes. I mean, we wouldn't be here for 30 minutes, but they went over time, and it was just like, dear Lord, it was awful. Oh my God.
Yuck.
I don't
I
even know what
just
to say.
the amount of manipulation and like it's so fascinating if you've ever been in any other business environment and you compare the two.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa,
Yeah.
this isn't a business. This is clearly more on the cultish behavior,
Yeah.
if you will.
Yep. 100%. And cults leave clues. And you can say like, oh, I'm not in a cult. Like, it's a community. It's not a cult. It's, it's an independent contractor business. And it's like, well, are you free to leave? Well, I mean, I don't want to leave because my friend's in it. And if I did leave, then we wouldn't be friends anymore. What? I mean, think about that for a second. Does your business require you to spend money when you don't have, like, when you actually don't need like inventory? No. Then, I mean, come
So
on.
my marketing job is I'm an independent contractor. I don't have to spend any of my own money.
Yeah.
I get reimbursed for my phone. I get reimbursed for my internet. I get reimbursed for my computer. I'm like, 40 hours a week. When I hit the 40, I'm done. Doesn't matter what I didn't get finished. I'm
Yeah.
contracted for 40 hours a week. That is it.
Yep.
And I don't have to sell any. Well, I kind of have to sell stuff, but not really. But yeah, it's just, I don't have to drink a shake. I don't have to read personal development. I have to message people because that's, social media marketing. But yeah, it's
different.
I can leave. I can quit.
Yep.
100%.
Yeah. I don't really know what we learned from Melanie other than
Have an email list.
Have an email list. That's the only thing I learned. And
focus on income producing activities first. And this was not one of them.
Nope.
Yep. Which is wild because they spent another over 30 minutes sending instructions and like telling their people what to do, and then working in silence and then doing
that.
Like, you can't trust them to do the work. They have to do it on camera. No,
Yep.
Power
hours.
Oh, it seems so discouraging when you see behind the scenes like what really goes on, and then you get yelled at for an hour, and then you have to go work another 30 plus minutes or another hour. It's like, I mean, we could be having fun with family right now. We could be, I don't know, doing something other than this right now. Like, seriously, like, what the hell?
Same, Michaela. It took me 8 months to finally cancel.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
And I did lose my friends that I had there.
Yep. I lost mine in Young Living, and I lost mine in Mary Kay.
I did, but what's fantastic now is there are people that left after me. They're reaching out to me now. They're like, you were so right. And so we're reconnecting.
That's cool.
Found out we actually like each other.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
And they're now
Yeah, that's great.
anti-MLM. And they sent me beach bodies.
That's so cool. That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Well, it's been
All
an
right.
insightful evening. Live chat, thanks for hanging out with us. Let me link Amy and Jen's channel one more time in my chat so that everybody can go over and sub and click on their videos and like them. And I think that maybe there was I didn't connect Jen successfully, but go sub to Jen, like all of her videos, so when she starts posting even more stuff, she'll be ready for it.
Be ready. Once the weather cools down a little bit more, I will be able to actually start filming workouts in the garage gym, because right now it's still 100 degrees during the day.
Yeah.
So it's
No,
hot.
thank you.
But I did put up, if Instagram's the best place, because I did put up a workout yesterday.
Yeah. Jen is on
Yep,
Instagram a
on
lot. So definitely
It's
go.
really simple. It's not an Autumn Calabrese workout. It's 6 arm exercises.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Thank you so much. Like the video if you like the video, and if you're not subscribed, love for you to subscribe, and we will see you on the next live stream.
See
So,
Awesome.
toodles.
Bye, guys.